Are you ready? The show's about to start. Everything NBL1 West, fixtures, results, and updates is right here. Fast Break Radio, sponsored by Buckets Basketball, Base Compression, and Hoop with them.
And welcome to the first show of 2026 for Fast Break Radio. And you're back with me, Jake Singleton, and I'm so pumped for this season. As we know, the season is 1 week away, and it's going to be. I'm so excited to be talking NBL1 West, and back. As you may be able to, if you're listening or if you're watching, you're finally able to see me, see my face. A lot of people might have not known who I was, so yeah, you finally see me. But yeah, we're going to go through all the news. There's some big news as well coming from the women's division. There may be a new team joining us in 2027. A former MVP has come back to the NBL1 West in the men's division. And yeah, there's a lot of news, a lot of signings. So we're going to go through that. But as you know, first off, we're going to go through the women's division. And joining me is a very, very special guest who joins me quite a lot. I think he holds the record for the most appearances on the show. And there is a huge reason for that. Is a great guest. And yeah, you're going to talk women's with me. It's the head coach of the Mandurah Magic Women's. It's Vlad Alava. Vlad, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Jake, what a pleasure, mate. Yeah, another season, 2026, about as excited as you are for it to get started. And yeah, mate, new domain, video now. You just made yourself famous.
Yeah, it's I'm climbing up the ladder. We're getting there. Hopefully one day ESPN. We'll see. I think that's pretty far-fetched. But anyway, yeah, Vlad, you know, as I mentioned, as people know you, head coach of the Mandurah Magic Women's. We'll start off by, you know, asking you how the preseason has been, how the off season has kind of been. Yeah, how's it been for you? And yeah, just kind of preparing for 2026.
Thanks for asking, mate. Look, it's been a really long off season. Your recruitment pretty much started day one that I was able to with our regulations here in the NBL1 West. It's been a tough recruitment period for us at Mandurah. We've obviously picked up some really exciting talent. That said, we've also missed out on some particularly high-profile, notable players. But you know, that's the way it goes in basketball. Unless you ask the questions, you don't put yourself in the mix. So, as much as we missed out on some key targets, we're really happy with the people that have landed in our program. We believe we've got the right skill set and the right type of personalities to represent the Magic uniform. You know, preseason has been a challenge. We've probably had a lot of injuries, more so in recent seasons, and we haven't even started yet, so to speak. But look, it's a real test of adversity and trying to get through adversity for us early this season. So, yeah, hopefully that's the last of the injuries before the season even starts for us, because we've had plenty.
Yeah, that's actually interesting you say. Normally you get the middle of the season and as the end of the season. But how are you kind of managing that? I don't know if you've had many preseason games, but that must be really difficult to already deal with.
It is mightily difficult. There's been some near season ending injuries. What I mean by that is we've got some people that are going to miss basically maybe 85% of the season and be in the mix maybe and return within the last month. So that's always going to be a challenge. We've got some people who are already managing injuries.
Yeah.
Already not 100%, and you know that's going to be quite difficult to try and manage that as the season begins. And look, I mean, ultimately right now, sometimes these injuries are soft tissue injuries. They happens to everybody. Other times it's more of a contact scenario. And for us, there's the third option where people have unfortunately, their bodies are suffering from a bit of wear and tear. So yeah. Look, it's not ideal, but what it does is open up opportunities for other players to come in and really put their hand up for an opportunity this season.
Well, before we get into some of the news that we've got, you know, in this off season, that we've had some big news about the women's division. For just for the listeners or for the viewers that don't know or haven't been around, you know, a coaching staff in the NBL1 West or you know even professionally, what's kind of the process you take from the last game of the season to coming up now? Kind of just quickly, how's that kind of process, and what's kind of the stages you go in?
Yeah, look, I mean, the first thing is to really try and establish what the plans are for the local girls and even the imports.
Yeah.
We have, like most teams, we have exit meetings, and in those exit meetings, you determine people's intent. There are obviously people in the roster that want to return immediately and they don't even want to explore other options. There are other players who will think about other opportunities and potentially depart the club if they feel that there's other opportunities that are much better for them and more fortuitous for their basketball. Now, once the local contingent's determined, then becomes a scenario of trying to work out in terms of restricted players and other signings coming in. And as you know, the NBL1 West has some new regulations this year. So really, really significant changes in roster makeup. Then it becomes, all right, well, trying to find the perfect fit. This season, it's about trying to find the 3 restricted players. And then trying to value add. And what I mean by value add is try to secure those players that are high impact, but don't actually, they don't reach the points or they're not classified as restricted. And then from there, as I said, you've got to get in the mix with the high level players, have these conversations with them, their agents, and basically just explain rationale, roles, and a little bit about the club, and then when the dust settles, you start to pick up the players that you want, and slowly but surely your roster starts to form.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's great. I think it's great for people to hear as well. I know I've been around it and understand, but it is really interesting when we get to hear from you and also other coaches. But as well, as you mentioned, there is some more news, as I know it's happened kind of early on, was the point system. From your point of view, I actually have only maybe 30 to 50% knowledge of knowing how it works. Do you have a better knowing of, I guess as a coach you would, but with the point system, it's just different with New Zealand players, WNBL players, imports. It's just a different kind of system that we previously have used. If you can help expand on from what I know about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Look, I mean, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
But it is definitely some landmark guidelines, and in terms of the conditions that teams have to adhere to. But basically, to cut a very long story short, every team this year, certainly in the Women's League, is given 22 points. Players are attributed points, the maximum being 8, and obviously there are other players that are 0. There are 3 different types of restricted players, and any given team can have only 3 restricted players. So what you have is a Category A player, which is your traditional import, European or African or someone coming out of the States or South America, and they're worth 8 points. Now, regardless, because every team has only 22 at the max for this season, you can only really have 2 of those anyway, because they get you to 16, and you can't have 3 because they get you 20 points, 24. It doesn't work. Then you have the middle category, which is Category B, and they're worth 6 points. Typically, Category B players, if we look at the WNBL, they're the girls that average more than 20 minutes per game.
Yep.
They can be opals, they can be non-opals, whatever. Effectively, they average more than 20 minutes per game, or they're Australian and play in a restricted league overseas.
Okay.
For example, the German DVBL is a restricted league. Italian league, Greek league. There's about 12 different leagues around the world. If they're playing one of those, even if they're Australian, they'll be restricted. So I think as an example, someone like Samantha Ashby, who's Australian, we believe she'll be restricted because she played in Germany, which is a restricted league. So they're worth 6 points. Then you have a Category C player who is worth 3 points. And as an example, any WNBL player that averages between 10 and 20 points, they're worth 3 points. Then you have unrestricted people, and that could be your dual citizens or anyone that's from a Oceania Federation country, like New Zealand, as an example. And that can be 0 pointers. So it's quite complicated, and ultimately, The complication is only for this year will teams have 22 points. From next year, everyone has 19. But you do have a capacity to earn an extra 3 points to get to 20 for 2027 based on if you have 5 WA players, 2 of which have to be local juniors. Between those 5 WA players, 2 of which have to be local juniors, for the season they average 90 minutes per game together. Now, if that equates at the end of the year, your club will get the bonus 3 points. So you get to play with 22, which gives you a bit more flexibility in terms of roster build. Because it's only this year that everyone's been granted those extra 3 points. Everyone has 22.
Yeah.
Made in a nutshell, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, because I've heard about it and I've gone through it, not as deep, but thank you. I think the viewers will understand it, and it'll help them as we go into the season and kind of understand what you're dealing with, because I am thankful I'm not on a coaching staff, because that would do my head in.
It definitely did my head in.
Yeah.
It's a lot more complex.
Yeah.
Very, very complex. And as you've probably seen with the signings across the league, there are obviously some teams that are investing for the 3 points, banking on that. And there are obviously some other teams that obviously are, I guess, I'm interpreting it as win now mode. Looks like they, are not really engaged in trying to get the 90 minutes across WA players to have to be local juniors. I think they're just trying to win this year, and that's fair enough. Yeah, and it just means that those teams will only have the 19 points for next year.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, well, thanks for that, Vlad. And let's go to the really big news, and it's really great. We've heard, whispers of this happening, and the Geraldton Buccaneers are going to get a women's team in 2027. And I guess it's great. It's great for the league. But now, normally you would miss that Geraldton bus ride. So next year you're going to have to take it. So I guess it's a good and bad thing, but it's great to see Geraldton now will be in the women's division.
I think it's fantastic for the Geraldton, not just the club itself, but the whole community. They've got a long winning history up there with their men's program. It just seems fitting, and I know it's been talked about for a long while, but it just seems fitting that they'll have an opportunity to put together a women's team to try and compete. And the one thing that everyone around the league knows is that it's a very parochial Geraldton community that gets behind their team. So I would suggest that it will not take them long to be in a position of success. Not necessarily saying that they're going to win, a championship within the first couple of years, but I think they will establish themselves quickly and become relevant in the competition once the time is right for them to have a solid foundation with their women's program.
Yeah. Well, Jasmine Bowley is the interim head coach for now. And for anyone interested, I don't know if I've got many viewers maybe from Gero or any aspiring young players. Even if you're around that area, they'll be having trials as well coming up at their stadium as well. So March 30, their trials are. So it'd be good to get some players down there and see if you're able to suit up for an NBL1 team. I wish I could go and try out, but I think I'd be not allowed, Vlad.
Yeah, not sure about that.
No, but so that's great. And the only thing I wanted to mention, I don't mean to put a damper on the mood in the league and for Geraldton. It's going to be very interesting because 100% of their, their salary cap or whatever, the money that came from wobble or not wobble, but domestic clubs and ticket sales, sponsors, sorry, would go to the men's. So it's going to be really interesting how they use that next year and maybe more sponsors, to help out. But that's going to be interesting because 100% would have gone to the men's, so maybe they might have to be a bit lenient next year.
Yeah, potentially. But the one thing we do know is these regional cities, they really get behind their sporting teams. The whole community gets behind it. So, I would anticipate that it's more of a scenario where the community really rallies behind, in addition to the men's team with the forthcoming women's team. I think it's more going to be a scenario where they'll be able to put more resources into it rather than have to split resources necessarily. So, yeah, I guess that's one big advantage of being a regional team is you don't really have to compete with other clubs, do you? So I anticipate it'll be that. But look, I mean, obviously I'm not a Geraldton resident, but going by my time in regional areas, that's typically what happens.
Yeah, well, that's great news, and I'm really excited to see how they do and and grow. Maybe they could be like the Tasmania Jack Jumpers in the NBL.
Gee whiz, mate, that would be something. That would be something. But anything's possible, as the Jack Jumper showed us.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, well, we can mention maybe some of the teams and some of the signings that we've had this year. But I thought I'd quickly mention before we get into that, I did bring out a bit of a prediction. I always like to have a bit of a prediction of what's going to happen. Remembering people listening and watching, we don't have full signings. We don't know what's happening. There could be injuries and everything like that. But it's just a bit of fun that I've put out there. And yeah, so. Vlad, I know you're a head coach and you've got your Mandurah Magic. You're set on that championship, which you're definitely always every year a contender. You're always in that top 5, top 4 spot. So no disrespect on this one. Which I know you're great. You're a great sport. So my women's champions, I think for 2026, and you might think different as well, Vlad. I've gone with the Coburn Cougars. I think we'll talk about their roster, but they've had some huge signings, retained a lot of their players, but they have lost quite a few players from last year. So we'll see, but I've just gone with them because I think coming off the championship, I could see them going back to back. I spoke to you off air about it. I don't think I can see them going undefeated. So there's a couple of things. Yeah, what do you think about that one, Flat?
Yeah, look, but I think it's a really solid pick. Despite the fact that obviously some really important players in Sarah Mortensen and Ruby Porter to name two have moved on to different clubs. They have a really, really, really solid culture. They've got a winning culture and retaining the vast majority of that squad with the sprinkling of a new guard in Sarah Walker, Alira Fotu. It'll be really interesting to see how Alira comes out in this NBL1 season after really working with the Lynx and playing WNBL during the last couple of months. And I think an important get for them is to be able to re-sign Steph Gorman and Danny Raber. Those two players are, they're all star 5 caliber players, those two. So, mate, I think it's a really solid pick. I do agree with you in the sense that, if the Coburn Cougars win and Mandurah Magic don't, that I don't necessarily think they'll do it undefeated. And that's no disrespect to the lineup. I think it's more about how rare it is to go through it undefeated and win a championship. And history suggests that it's very uncommon, which speaks more about their achievement last year winning the championship more than anything else. But yeah, look, I think it's a solid pick. They're a great club and great coaching staff as well.
Yeah, well, you can even look at the Warwick Senators as well. You can look at your Mandurah Magic. Who else can you look at? Oh, I'm just having a blank. The Flames, sorry. Yep.
Perth Eagles.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And with the East Perth Eagles, there's a lot of people might say, they look great. We've also spoke about this off air. They look great on paper. And if you could pick a championship, I think on paper, definitely, I think they're up there. It was really hard to pick between them two and even Warwick. But I think they've put all these pieces together: new head coach, new coaching staff, a lot of new faces. So I think they can get there. But let's see if they can mesh. As you would know, being a head coach, it is hard at times to get everyone meshed, get everyone on the same page, which they could do. They could do, but that's why I went with the Coburn Cougars because I thought they've been there. They have that culture. So, but yeah, with East Perth, we'll see how they go. I'm really excited to see how they go this year.
Yeah, look, terrific lineup that they put together from coaching staff to the players that have come in. It's a star-studded lineup, and mate, yeah, correct. Completely agree with you. If championships were determined by what's on paper, they'd be right, because they have accumulated some serious talent. I've been there on that side where I've coached some teams that are stacked, and that presents some different challenges in itself. But look, mate, as I'm sure most coaches will tell you, you don't win championships without talent, and they have plenty of it. Whether a championship is won really depends on a hell of a lot of luck as well, injuries or lack thereof, and also being able to guide and there's that word again, mesh, get the cohesively work together. So, but at the end of the day, you don't win championships without talent, and they have plenty of it.
Yeah, correct. And yeah, Janelle Morley, the new head coach as well, was former Warwick Senator coach. She won, a national championship with Warwick, and she's done a great job. She's been at the Joondalup Wolves as a men's assistant, so great to have her back coaching in the women's division. And then for my MVP, this was a really hard one, but someone who I've thought has been tremendous the last 3 years. I feel like she's always been in that top three kind of MVP talk. I've heard, talks about her, and I think she's amazing. She's just come off of a WNBL championship, and yeah, I think I went with Chloe Forster. I think Chloe's an amazing player. I think she's going to grow even more. She's very young, but then also you could have looked at Annalie Maley. As everyone knows, Annalie hasn't really put a full season together. 3-on-3 tournament. And other, maybe commitments could stop her from having a full season. I think if there's a full season, Annalie would definitely be up there. She was averaging a huge double-double in the WNBL. So, yeah, I didn't know if you also think of maybe anyone else out there, Vlad, that could be in the talks early right now.
Oh, look, yeah, there's plenty there. Definitely plenty of talent. But as you say, it all just depends on their availability. That's why I really like, it's an easy pick, but someone like, Tej Morel will always be around because she plays and she's so robust. She barely misses any games. She's so skillful that, she makes an impact on a game, whether she's winning or she's losing. I guess the biggest challenge for her is that Flames lineup is also very formidable. And formidable teams sometimes, when you have plenty of talent at your disposal, they take points away from each other. So what you end up having potentially is, 2 or 3 of your studs all in top 10 voting because they're all taking points of each other in any given week. Whereas the team that potentially, still has some talent, but doesn't have as many top level athletes, isn't necessarily going to take points away. But she's an example. Look, Alex Fowler's another one. Tremendous player. There's certainly a whole host of Australian talent that can make it a contest. But Chloe Forster, mate, if she's been injured the last couple of years, but as you say, if she's able to stay healthy and play basketball the way she knows how, she's top shelf talent.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll move on to our just some of the rosters. We're not going to go through, I guess, everyone. I guess there's a lot of moves this year. I've got some notes here, so if I miss some people, I apologize. I'll do better next time. But Vlad, I thought while you're here, we'll start with Mandurah. You can take your time. Talk to us about how it's been and some of the signings you've got. I know you've got a signing you can't mention, but there is someone coming soon, which I'm really excited to hear. But yeah, talk about kind of how your roster's kind of evolved in this off season to now a week out from the season.
Yeah, mate, easy. Look, I mean, going from last year's team, who obviously we just lost in the prelim against Warwick Senators to try and get into that grand final. Given the choice, I would have brought everybody back. Unfortunately, that wasn't going to happen because number one, McKenna Dale, who's a superstar, absolute superstar, and top shelf person, great quality person. She needed to have shoulder reconstruction, and that was already booked before the end of the season. And so she's currently had that reconstruction and recovering, so she couldn't come back. She wanted to come back, was not possible. Grace Berg, one of our Americans, retired after 1 year as a pro.
Wow, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Just wanted to, she's very religious. She just felt like God was calling her in a different path. And the other part of that was she had a long-term boyfriend, and she just wanted to go back home to Iowa. Which is fair enough. You know what?
Yeah.
She's a quality girl. Tina Stevens. Tina's fantastic. Would love to have her.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we just needed to get bigger. And Tina was all of about 6 foot. And that's tough going in the league, playing in the 5. But I would have ideally loved to have them all back, but that wasn't happen. So the first key signing we got was Claire Jacobs. It was very important to lock Claire in early, and she wanted to come back, so that was done ASAP. We did lose Tiana Palmer and Ariana Wecki. They moved on to the Rockingham Flames, which is both their junior clubs. And yeah, look, we've also had the Golden Generation retire. So Rachel Helene stepped away. Obviously, Brie Class-Thorny. So with those girls moving away and sort of calling time in their career, we lost a lot of experience. But in saying that, we're really excited. So when we talk signings, as I said, we've got Claire as a marquee come back. We've signed Erin Antosh, who played with the Giants last season. We're really impressed with the way she performed, particularly against us. I feel we scout really, really well. And we made life hard for her, but yet she shone through it. So we picked her up. Very pleased to have her as our post presence. We picked up Shane Hayward, who spent the second season with the Willetton Tigers. We really like her ability to play on the perimeter and play on both guard positions. And personally, I just love the tenacious way that she goes about it. So we're lucky there. And we also picked up Michaela Pivic, who's an American, former WNBA draftee. She's played in the NBL1 East, NBL1 South.
Bendigo and Albury Wodonga. Yeah,
absolutely, and would have played in the WNBL had she not hurt herself with her injury. And look, when people do their research, they'll understand that she's a walking triple-double. We're really, really excited to have her come and join us.
Well, Vlad, with Bendigo, she was 15 points and nearly 8.5 rebounds a game. So there's hopefully a double-double every game for you.
At least. And she's a very skillful guard on both ends of the floor. And one of those people that I guess, her mentality is how does she make her teammates look better? It's the type of teammate that if you're a scorer or, just someone that wants a teammate that has got your back, Kayla's it. So we're really excited for her to come on board with us. And as I said, or you said rather, and as I said to you off air, we do have another signing coming up, but I've got to be tight-lipped on that one until it's announced.
Yeah, sorry, Vlad. I know I mentioned it rather. I should have let you, but
No, it's got to be announced sooner or later. Because it just hasn't been announced formally. Then I'm not in a position to say it just yet.
Yeah, no worries at all. Well,
I'm very pleased when this signing comes out. Very pleased about said player coming to join our program.
Well, we're excited to see that. We'll see that hopefully in the week. There's also, so keep out there, Magic fans, an eye out, sorry. Well, that's a great breakdown of the team and a consistent, I think, every year. And this is not because you're on the show. I respect you as when we used to butt heads coaching and when we used to, and also talking to you, but always, I feel like every year you take that step closer to hopefully getting that championship. And hopefully this year you can even take another step closer. Because you had a good chance last year to make it to the grand final, just going short. But hopefully this could be another great year for you. So we'll move on to the Coburn Cougars, the defending champions, and they've made some big signings. Getting back Jewel Williams, Jesse Edwards coming back. Jesse actually got a WNBL contract as well in the halfway through the season, which is huge as well. Another big signing for them, Darcy Garvin, is back in the league with the Coburn Cougars after she had a couple of years away from the NBL1 West. Last played for the Goldfields Giants. But wow, Vlad, it's great to have Darcy back in the league.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, she's a great girl. I saw her briefly at Hoops Fest when she was there with her little bubba. And even then, that was mid-January. She looked fit. I just thought to myself, you're looking in great nick in terms of, visually. Obviously, aerobically, that's also been building, no doubt, as she's been training. But look, it's the new wave of the female basketballer now. Once upon a time, when when the female players decided to perhaps step away and have a family, they seldom made their way back. A couple did, yeah, don't get me wrong. But we're seeing it, and it's a great thing. We're seeing it more and more because what that actually shows is clubs supporting players, particularly female players who have got young children. And it's a great thing. And, it's something I know that the Mandurah Magic have done for a long, long time. It's like a mini creche there at the Magic. And even in my time at Joondalup, it was more exciting. You have all the club people, the volunteers sort of looking after the little ones. And while you're training the teams, they run around the outside of the courts or colouring in or whatever. But no, it's fantastic, to be honest. And, yeah, she's going to be Darcy's Darcy. You don't play for Australia unless you're very, very skilled. So Coburn have landed themselves, a real top-notch talent there.
Yeah, and also J.S. Kafidi coming back, Alira Fotu, as you mentioned before, great young signing. She was playing with the Perth Lynx this year and had some minutes. Steph Gorman, as we mentioned, back again for them. She's been great, as we know, in her career for Coburn. Lily Gamage as well coming back. Who else, as I mentioned? Sorry, Alira already. Darcy, which was, I still can't believe her back in the league. And then, as you mentioned as well, Kira Walker as well. So she's going to be interesting. Danny Raybar also. As you know, they lost a few pieces, but I think they're still pretty strong this year, Vlad. So, hopefully a good year coming up for them. But like we said, I don't think undefeated. I'm going to, not to be mean, but I think the league is looking really strong this year.
It is. And we said earlier on, us saying that, if they win the championship, they won't do it undefeated is no disrespect to them. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
What it does recognise is their achievement last year. It's so few and far between. And as you say, the league is tough. It is a tough league. And lo and behold, if they were to do it, again, back-to-back undefeated and people fast forget then when they last lost the game, well, again, it'll speak highly of their culture as a club, the players they have, and the staff that run the show with the biggest win.
Yeah. Well, we'll move to the East Perth Eagles. As we mentioned, I feel like they're a heavy favourite as well so far. Sydney Wright is signed with them. She's the daughter of Joey Wright, a former, NBL head coach, mostly known with the Adelaide 36ers. Amazing coach. She's also got a podcast with her dad as well, so you can check that out. Aleka Kabugwa coming back. The big one, Stacey Barr, leaving the Warwick Senators to go back to East Perth. Brooke Malone as well signing. She was over East for a little bit last year. Zaya Black moving from Coburn. One really signing that I think jumps off the page to me, might not jump off the page to the normal NBL1 fan, Josephine Adude. I think that's a big sign.
Yeah, Josephine. Yeah, she's been around for a while now. Still very young. And look, we certainly always have her in the scout sheet while she was with Wolves and spending last year with the Giants. She jumps out of the gym. She's long, she's athletic, she can run fast. And certainly over the last couple of years, you can see that her offensive game has really come to develop. She's one of the people that, she challenges shots and she gets extra shots for teammates. So I think someone with her skill set, her athleticism coming into that East Perth lineup is really complimentary. She's one heck of an athlete.
Yeah, definitely. And also for them, as you mentioned, Sarah Mortensen, crazy signing, bringing her championship pedigree. She's playing right now, I think, for Denmark. I think she's playing for
she's Danish. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so she's playing for them at the moment, so hopefully they get her. That's a huge signing. Just quickly, Vlad, what is she going to bring to that team? As we said, they're talented on paper, but you get the signature of Sarah Mortensen. I feel like every team in the league would love to have her on their roster.
Oh, and for good reason. She's like a unicorn. She's so tall, so fast, so athletic. She's a real tough matchup on both ends of the floor. She plays both ends, so she's not just one of those players that is a hell of a lot better as an offensive player than as a defensive player, or vice versa. I think she's just a nightmare to match up on.
Yeah.
She's got, obviously, she's a two-time champion, so she understands what winning is all about. And last but not least, she's one heck of a competitor. And those types of people, even when you think you've got them contained, they're just always there,
Yeah.
So, and she makes an impact on the game across various statistical categories. So, her coming across with her skill set to the East Perth Eagles, you know what? As with those other signings, is also testimony to the coach that Janelle Morley is, because
Yeah.
whatever it is that she's selling, they're buying, and rightfully so. She knows what she's doing. She's a championship-winning coach too,
Yeah.
and held very much in high esteem, in the NBL1 West. So full credit to her, because obviously, as I said, the players are buying into her plans for this year.
Yeah. Well, also they've signed Jasmine Fijo as well, this NBL1 Central Defensive Player of the Year, and she also plays for Adelaide Lightning. That's a big signing. I've always thought that Jasmine was going to come over every year. Every year I've said I can see Jasmine coming over. Her sister Talia Kelly, who's known Talia Fijo, came over maybe about 10 years ago, and she was playing with the Lynx. She's retired from the league, but as we say that, she's also signed back to play with her sister as well, Talia Kelly as well, which is really cool to see. So the sisters will be playing together back again since they were in Adelaide. And then also another import from, she's a few years out of Duke University, but Jade Williams as well. So I haven't heard much of Jade. She's 6'5", so that's a big girl. So that's going to be exciting. Another big coming into the league, like we said with Darcy as well.
Yeah, and it seems to me that the signings this year across the board, teams have really loaded up on height. Before it used to be 6'2", 6'3", that was the height. Now we're seeing players who just say 6'4", 6'5", and I think Jemai Morris out of the Wolves is 6'6". So they're just getting bigger and bigger. But look, it seems like a really good fit, because whilst I don't really know her game too well at 6'5". You should be a strong inside presence on both ends of the floor, changing shots, rebounding the ball, getting second chance opportunities, and who knows, maybe she's a screen and pop girl too. Who really knows? But we'll have to study the tape very carefully.
Yeah, and we'll quickly mention it is so hard to scout first, second, even third week, because these imports there's going to be a lot of signings this week as we come into it. A lot of coaches, even clubs, will keep their last signings or a couple of their last signings to the last week. So just so something that they've got under their sleeve. So there's going to be a lot of changes this week. So I'm really excited for that. But it is so hard to scout this couple of weeks, isn't it? You being a head coach, and I've also been on the coaching staff. It's so hard these couple of weeks.
It is, because you don't really know if people are going to run. There's a lot of new coaches as well in the league. A lot of new coaches from outside WA. And just because, there are some familiar faces on coaching staffs around the league, there's nothing stopping specific coaches from changing philosophies, putting in new players, etc. So, look, mate, to be honest, I think most coaches will approach the opening couple of weeks with getting their own backyard right first, and sort of make sure that they've prepared their teams the best way they can. And then as the season starts to go through multiple rounds, then you've got some basis for film review. That said, there are obviously some very key players in the league who we all know what their strengths are. We don't necessarily know what people are going to run, but we know that Jake Singleton's a 3-point shooter. Make sure he doesn't get the ball. That sort of scenario. So, put the ball on the floor. What offense they might run for Jake, who knows? We'll see. That sort of stuff. So,
Far from it, Vlad. Far from it. Your girls do not need to close out. You can say that, leave him. We'll get the rebound and we'll fast break it down the other end and push the ball. That's my tip.
We go under the screen. All right.
That's it. If the girls need a manager, I'm there. So I know your wife as well. She's there, the manager, and so shout out to her as well.
Yeah, appreciate you, mate. Yeah, she keeps us all in check, head coach included.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. I want to quickly ask because when I was coaching under 21s last year or a couple of years ago, sorry, and also a D League and everything like that, my wife would come to the games and she would sit behind me and she'd sit like this, arms crossed, when she could know I'm getting angry, and I'd look at her and she'd go, "No, she's Italian. She's Italian." So she would tell me, do you kind of get that from Paige, or does she kind of stay away?
No, well, mate, truth be told, I'm going to be honest with you. But, obviously when Paige and I first started dating, I was at the Junior Love Wolves.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
And in the very first year that I was there, Vlad, the head coach before kids, was very, very fiery.
Yeah.
Very, very emotional, with a heart on the sleeve. Insert whatever else you want to put in there. And I used to look up at the stands at Page, and that would be my calming moment, so I didn't get and that was what was happening. Like, legitimately, I would look up there, and she would just look at me and do something that would make me, all right, no tech, settle down, and that sort of stuff. And she's pretty much still the same. Pretty much still that's the same thing now. Although I will say, and most players that I've coached who before we had kids and now that we have 3 kids, they say so that I've mellowed significantly.
Yeah.
Since the kids have arrived. So yeah, and then look, I can actually see that, to be honest. Between Paige and the girls, it's been a long time since I had a tech pal.
Yeah, that's good. We'll keep it that way, Vlad.
That's it. I'll probably pick one up this year. So here we go.
Yeah. Well, we'll move to the Eastern Suns and few little signings for them. Gemma Gartrell coming back. Jamie Firkins. I always love to see Jamie back. Denise Sivic as well. A lot of their normal core. Aisha Forrest. Someone I'm really excited about, who moved over a couple of years from the East Perth Eagles, was Alyssa Bowen. I feel like she is. These next couple of years are so important for her. So I think she could be a main player for this Suns team in the future, hopefully. And I could see her playing with the Lynx as well. Let's see who else. Yumi Knoll coming back into that roster. Ella Averill as well signing, leaving Willerton, which I thought she did really well at Willerton. I thought she played some really good minutes. So I'm surprised to see that, but good signing there. Emma Streeline coming back as well, especially last year she was back but had a bit of an injury and from Europe, from college. And then also a new signing as well in Kayla Curian as well. So excited to see her. Some of their young players, and also an American as well, Gabby Bronson as well. So I haven't seen much of Gabby, but she's been playing in Europe. So we'll have to see how she goes. But yeah, and then also another signing in Yar Mayan as well. So some good signings there for the Eastern Suns, and hopefully they can compete and be a strong team this year. And then we'll go to the Goldfields Giants with their roster. Delaney Byrne, who's an import. I don't know much about Delaney, but hopefully that'll be a good signing for them. A former player of yours, Rachel Pellet, back there, which I bet is good to see for you as well, her still playing. Chloe Zorzi as well, Ashley Sidebottom, Lauren Tipene, Gemma Gaddy. There's a lot of new players on this young team. Alexis Panner, new players. I mean, a lot of young players on this team, and hopefully they'll get some good imports as well with them. So still a team that I think will have some growing pains, but still, they've only been in the league since 2022, really, or 23. So 2022. So yes, maybe another growing year for them. We'll move to the Joondalup Wolves, and they've made some very good signings this year. I feel like a huge one was Yamaya Morris, who's been playing for the Perth Lynx, as an import. Another big. We love these bigs, as you mentioned. So big signing for the Wolves.
Yeah, and I saw her on media day last weekend, and she's every bit of 6'6", and she's got a solid body. She's not beanpole by any stretch of the imagination. She's built like an athlete, and she's a player that's had experience, 2 years now at the WNBL with the Sydney Flames, and most recently with the, as you say, the Perth Lynx. And yeah, she's a matchup nightmare. Just her presence around the rim and the keyway is going to cause teams some grief, I really feel. And when you secure someone as talented as Yamai Morris, you really have a strong anchor to build around. So big get for the Wolves with her coming on board.
Yeah, definitely. New head coach as well for them, which is good to see after a couple of years. And so yeah, that's Mitch Langford, I think it was, with the women. He's a former Cairns Taipans coach, assistant coach, and he's done a lot of coaching. And I think he was coaching in the South or something as a head coach. So I apologize for that, but yeah, he's been there before, so the Wolves fans should be really excited for someone of his caliber as their women's coach. And then also Awatia Leach as well, who was playing for the East Perth Eagles. That is a great signing. I think she had some good minutes and good games for East Perth. And then Taylor Bestry as well, known as Taylor Roberts. She's with the Wolves, back with the Wolves. Kua Gaio as well, coming from the Suns. Big signing. She is a big girl. And a 6'4". She was playing with the Lynx. So there's another player, as I was saying with Alyssa Bowen. I think another player to watch out for in the future. Alicia Knowles coming back. Keisha Chang, Ty Boland, some of their younger players. Rosie Deegan signing with the Wolves. Great to have her back in the league. She has been struggling with some injuries for a couple of years, so it's good to see her back and signing with a really strong Wolves team this year. Ella Thorne Elliott coming back as well, the sharpshooter. We love seeing her play. And those deep threes she can shoot. Georgia Smith as well, talking about someone else who can shoot the three ball. Georgia Smith coming back. Yeah, so there's some big signings for them, and I might have missed a couple in there. I'm just having a look. Kimberly Pierre-Louise as well, so an import coming in, so someone else to look out for. But the Wolves actually look pretty strong this year, so which is good to see. We'll move on to the Lakeside Lightning. They've been doing some work in the off season getting their signings. Yeah, I wanted to shout out to one person. That's a good friend of mine. That's Sammy Roscoe coming back. She was living in Bristol in the UK, and she was playing for the Bristol Flyers women's team as her partner Raphael, who's a former player of the Eastern Suns. He was from over in the UK, so he was playing over there. So Sam moved over to be with him. She worked for Bristol Sport for the football, the soccer team in Bristol. So yeah, Sam's great, and I was over there in I think it was October, end of the year, sorry, and I actually saw Sam, and it was great to see her, and yeah, really good to catch up with her. She'd been in England for a few months, but yeah, back in Australia, and yeah, really excited to see Sam. I know you've had your I was about to say run-ins, but you haven't had run-ins. You know Sam pretty well as well, so so it's good to have her back.
Absolutely, been definitely no run-ins. Sammy is like family. I love her, known her since she was a kid. We have, she's a terrific girl. Raf's a great guy, and as you say, sort of had retired from the NBL1 on the Australian basketball scene after she played with us, and that was the intent. But obviously, some family circumstances led her to decide to come back here in Australia, and she's back here now, which is great for her, her family, and her to be able to support each other, and obviously Raf coming along as well. I saw on socials, I think she put a photo of her in Lakeside purple uniform with some caption saying, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, mate, it's colours that she loved. I was that close to getting So Sammy, if you're watching, I didn't put it, but I'll put that now.
Thumbs down.
And she's great, and she's got some great history with Craig Mansfield as well. So
yeah,
those two also have some really positive history together. So look, I'm just happy that even outside the basketball, that she is back, because it's the right thing for her and her family. And that's what counts most. So it's just fantastic. I love Sammy.
Yeah, we love Sammy. So great to have her back in the league, and welcome back. to Perth. But yeah, Sam Roscoe coming in, as you mentioned. Sam Lubke is all signing back with a former champion as well with the Willetton Tigers. Regan Turner-McCarty as well, leaving the Coburn Cougars, which I thought was a really good, kind of bench player, 7'6", player for Coburn. So it's a tough loss for them. Sarah Allen coming back. Kiriana Hawaiki-Arangi, who played for the Goldfields Giants, she's come down to Lakeside, which is a big move. Who else? Stravinka Fernando, one of their young players. Delaney Crawford, one of their new imports coming in. Very excited to see her as well. Zoe Bassett as well. Letitia Deracourt and Hannah Swarbrick, and Molly Wilson. So some good signings there for the Lakeside Lightning. And hopefully this week a few more, as I've heard there's some imports coming in. And then Prairie Lakes Hawks as well. As we said, a bit of a change to their roster. As we said, Craig Mansfield moving to back to Lakeside, so he not at the helm anymore with the Hawks, but they've had some good signings so far. I think a big signing, Jess Jenkins as well, moved to the Prairie Lakes Hawks club.
Yeah, and championship winner, someone that's held in high esteem in the NBL1 West, and very experienced player, which I think ultimately, every team would always welcome experienced players. But someone like Jess Jenkins, who I thought was really having a standout year last year as well, she's showing no signs of slowing down. So no, fantastic get for the Prairie Lakes Hawks, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see the role that Jess has with that new group, new coach.
Yeah, definitely. So their head coach, former Townsville Fire assistant coach, Marcus Embury. So great to see another coach, as we said before, a lot of movements in the coaching departments as well. But some signings as well. Mia Bailey, so Mia Sadie, formerly known as, signing back with them. Ellie Newman as well, Eva Smith, Emily Beggs, which I feel like is very good signing to get Emily back. Not the Emma Clark, but Emma Clark, one of the young guns for Perry Lakes, signed back. Jenna Teasdale, a lot of their core is signing back, but also getting an import in 6'1". Oh, well, sorry, not import from Melbourne, Madison Zugner as well. Don't know much about Madison, but I think I've actually seen her play a couple of times. She was actually playing, I think it was in the Big V Women's League as well for the Bulleen Boomers. So watch out for her. I'm gonna ruin this girl's name, Mila Warkovic or something. Yeah. So coming over from New South Wales, she was playing for the Maitland Mustangs. So a nice guard there coming over. Bridget Retstadt as well. Someone who's played in Europe, the Big V League as well, and played in the US. So exciting, another player, as we mentioned, Jess Jenkins as well. So there's some good signings and some good things there coming from the Prairie Lakes Hawks. I feel like another middle table team this year, and we'll see how they go. The Perth Redbacks, I think another team we didn't mention as well, Vlad. But Alaska Reebok coming back, Ariane Horn, Olivia Berry coming over from the Eastern Suns, Sophie Doran, Ashlyn Lee, Lanisha Padden, Shanae Hartree, and also Shanae Hartree, Grace Evans. And one player they've been really missing this year, and I'm really interested to see as she's been playing in the UK, is Natalie Cho. I think they've got a great team. I would love to see Natalie fit in there, but it's a big loss if they can't get Natalie back, as she has been playing in the UK, and that season doesn't really work well with our NBL1 West season plan.
No, it doesn't. It's depending on how teams go in that UK Super League now. It could be mid to late May arrival, which is, for some teams they can afford to wait that long. And for others, it's just a little bit too late. But yeah, those are proven talent. I think they still have room off memory. I mean, obviously, Annalie Maley is a restricted player. And Paddy Brosman's another restricted player.
That's it. Yeah, Paddy Brosman. Apologies, I forgot Paddy.
Technically, that's only one import, so technically they could bring in another 8-pointer, and that's Nat Cho. I don't recall if they picked up another restricted player out of that list. So, based on that, potentially they can, number one, still bring in another restricted player. So it may well be Nacho or somebody else.
Yeah, well, I
Sam
bet.
Ashby's in that group.
Sorry, what was that, Vlad?
Sam Ashby is also signed with the
Yeah,
Perth, and I'm certain that Sam Ashby is restricted.
yeah.
So,
As she's been playing for Great Britain and also in the UK, and then as you mentioned in Germany. So
so based on that, if she finishes, she is still currently playing in Germany, which I mean I spoke to her in the off season as well. And at that point, before Christmas last year, she was in Germany. So based on that, maybe Nacho doesn't come back because that will be through restricted players, by my understanding.
yeah, definitely. Well, we'll move on to the Rockingham Flames, another team that we can see really, really up there. And every year they have a very competitive team. Their big signing was really Sammy Whitcomb. As we know, Sammy might be only here for maybe a few games, a handful of games, but I think they would, if a team could get Sammy, they would have to be maybe the favourites because she puts up big numbers. She's done that for Willerton. She's come back and played for a couple of teams. But still, I feel like for the young girls, for that team, the players, the fans, it's great to have someone like Sammy, even if it is just for 3-4 games.
Oh, look, it's a no-brainer. The only scenario that doesn't favour, anyone with Sammy Whitcomb coming back in the league is the Mandurah Magic. Because we've got the Rockingham Flames in round one, and if memory serves me correct, we've got them again in round 4 or 5. So, you know, um, it's only every other scenario you say is fantastic. It's fantastic for the league, it's fantastic for the fans, it's fantastic for the players. It's not fantastic for the Magic women's team. That's another player that we have to worry about, and this is not just another
Mm-hmm.
player, Sam Whitcomb. But look, but in all honesty, all jokes aside, although that's not a joke, but everything else aside, it's really a terrific thing for the players as well.
Yeah.
Not only for the Flames, who are, those girls have the opportunity to be in the same team, but opposition players as well. I mean, how often can one say that you matched up against a WNBA
Mm.
and an
Yep.
Opal? Not very many. So I think that as much as I'm, dreading having to put her on the
Yeah.
scout, I think that there's a level of excitement amongst the opposition players about sharing the court with her because she's just such a terrific player.
Oh, definitely amazing. It's great to have her anyway. And the Rockingham Flames would love it. The fans will love it. They'll be down there at their first game. As we'll talk about that quickly. As you as you've drawn the short stick of taking them on first. But some more signings for them. Tiana Wilson Palmer as a former Flame. She's moved back to a junior club as she lives in Rocco. I know Mandurah and Rocco aren't far, but good for her with work and everything. And I've spoken to her in the off season, and she loved everything at Mandurah, and yeah, it's great that she's back with the Flames. Amy Atwell also signing back in the NBL1 West, huge. Lasila Finau, who was playing for the Joondalup Wolves last year. Tej Morel, as we spoke about Tej as well. And her husband as well, new head coach. As last year they lost their head coach. Brian Petrick was doing, was juggling both kind of teams, and then also working with the Lynx as well. He was very busy last year, so David Morrell's come over, and I'm really happy for that. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, I don't know the dynamics of David and Tej, but I think they'll do fine. They're both professional, and they'll sort it out. Shani Amos as well, coming back into the team of someone you've coached as well at the Wolves. So great to see her there. Steph Berberabe as well from the Joondalup Wolves, and yeah, and still some more signings coming in there. They're looking pretty good, Vlad as well. So we'll see how they fit into the roster. Well, sorry, the ladder this year. I think they're going to be pretty high up there and one of the favourites. But yeah, a tough start for your season, Vlad. But we can quickly talk about that. The Southwest Slammers, they've made a lot of signings of their young kids like Bree Chalk, Javine Fitch, Mia Anderson, and they've actually signed a couple imports. As I know last year, I think we were speaking off air that it was actually one of the first times they've actually had women's imports, you can see that growth. And last year they competed every game. There might have been a game here or there where they lost by big margin, but every game they were losing by 60 points plus, So it's great. Last year they competed, only having the 1 or 2 wins, I think it was. But yeah, hopefully another competitive year for the Slammers, Vlad.
Yeah, and I think that's spot on the mark, mate. For the longest time, they only went with their local girls, who
Yeah.
had 3 or 4 years ago were very young. And I think that was no coincidence that was the toughest period for them with such a young group with no imports.
Mm.
But fast forward, 3, 4, 5 years later down the track, and now that they're starting to sprinkle that team with some investment in some talent and bringing in some imports, you see a much more competitive outfit. So as much as those girls were, I guess a baptism of fire being thrown in the deep end,
Yeah.
all the hits, the 60-point, the 70-point losses week in, week out a few years back. I think they've come out of that now, much better for it, and that's why we're seeing a much more competitive outfit in the Slammers. It's a big loss. Zaya Black leaving, she was one of their star players. Perth life with uni and all that stuff will do that to you for a regional team. And I thought their guard last year was also outstanding, Micaiah Gray. So,
Yeah.
to try and replace those two will be a big task, but at least they've secured some players who hopefully will continue on last year's progress.
Yeah, well, Bri Bailey coming back. She was former East Perth Eagle, a good shooter, so good to have her there. Marshawn Bostic, so an import, guard for them. Really excited to see how she is, and good to see the imports coming through. Melanie Hoyt as well, another new face. Hannah Lacey Rameka as well from New Zealand, so good to see them making signings there. Charlie Lofgren coming over, Talia Tucky as well, and some of their younger, as I mentioned, like Ella Edwards, a lot of their young players coming back, Javine Fitch as well. So big season hopefully for the Southwest Slammers. Sorry. Move to the Senators, one of my favorites as well coming into the season. Jada Clark coming back to them, Kira Waite, Katie Cummings as well, Nat Burton back again. Will she ever give up, Vlad? I don't know. Mackenzie Clinch Hoykan. Mackenzie, I think, is a huge player to watch this year. She is just improved, and keeps getting better. Yeah, great signing for them to get her back. Yeah, just quickly, Vlad, I think she's gonna have a great year as well.
Yeah, she's one of the best players in the league.
Yep.
Such a tough cover for someone so tall. She's an athlete. She can knock down the shot in the perimeter, as we know. She can put the ball on the floor. She's phenomenal talent, really, Mackenzie. And as you say, now starting to delve into that national representation. Firstly with the 3x3 squad. And in many ways, that's recognition of her progress, that she's now entering that national stage, national consideration,
Yeah.
and deservedly so. Yeah, fantastic player.
Yeah, definitely. Izzy Miotti as well, going back to them. Kai Weir also, and can't forget about Chloe Forster. So I think a really strong team. Not really import wise, but yeah, hope maybe in the week that we'll see if they get some signings. But also the Willerton Tigers to finish it out. They've made some big signings. Alex Fowler going to the Willerton Tigers. Great signing. They lost quite a bit this year, but having hers back. A club legend, Emma Gandini, is back with the Willerton Tigers as well. Jess Mantle, Kelsey Curtin, Carla Drennan as well coming back. I think you've coached Carla in
Yeah,
the past.
coached her when she was back as a high school kid, might have been 11 or 12.
Yeah.
One of the combined schools representative teams. Yeah, great girl.
Yeah, definitely. And also, sorry, I was just looking at their Instagram, but yeah, Ruby Porter as well. Sorry, I was about to forget Ruby. Huge signing coming over from the Coburn Cougars. It's a great signing for them. Very excited to see her suit up for Willow.
Yeah, and she's coming off the back of a WNBL season with the Adelaide Lightning too. So
Yeah.
in ways, you always have high hopes for the girls that have kept the basketball in their hands, trained at that elite higher level, which the WNBL is, And for someone like Ruby, who didn't really get too many opportunities to play in the WNBL, typically those types of players are relishing the chance to, apply the skills that they have on that NBL1 stage. So yeah, great signing for them.
Yeah. Well, as well, a new head coach as well coming in for them. Simon Parker, I think for the first time in how many years? I think maybe since I was a kid. He was coaching the Wilton Tigers women's, maybe when you were coaching the Wolves women's, I
Yeah,
think, mate.
yeah, he was at the helm for a long time and had achieved plenty of success. I'm sure if somebody was ever going to crunch the numbers on his coaching record, it'd be up there in the
Yeah.
win-loss percentages, right up there. So yeah, he's a terrific coach. As all coaches say, we're all just sort of custodians for the time being.
Yeah.
And he's obviously moved on to other things and now has vacated the chair for Sue Williams, but he's a Tiger through and through, Simon. So yeah, he's held in very high esteem, not just at his club but across the league.
A legend at the helm, Sue Williams. I remember growing up watching her play.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say she is one of my favorite players I've ever watched.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I coached her while she
yeah,
was at Wood. So, fast forward 2013 was that, 13 years ago, at least. She's now taken her opportunities to move from player to parent to now NBL1 head coach.
yeah. Well, congrats to her as well for getting that. But yeah, if you want to look at all the signings, just head down to your local team on their Instagram, their Facebook, or even the NBL1 app. It's great. I was speaking to Vlad before. It's actually updated and it's great. Works really well. So congratulations to the NBL1 for that app. Vlad, I know you have to run off, but we're going to quickly go for the games for round one, and I know this is going to hurt you because you've got a tough matchup, but we'll go through that. So the season will start Thursday, March 26th, and the first it starts off on a Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. at Warwick Stadium, Warwick and Perry Lakes Hawks. So it's hard to tip, but we'll quickly give our tips. I'm for the hometown for Warwick. I think they've got a great roster this season. Can't say enough about them. I'd love to maybe see if they add another piece here or two, but as well, Perry Lake's having a new head coach and everything like that. I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough start, but yeah, I think I can see them in the middle table also. So I'm going to go for Warwick in this one, Vlad.
Yeah, same, mate. Even though there are teams that will have no doubt some late additions after seasons commenced, you went through that list that they have of Australians, and there's at least 5 WNBL players in that group.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are long-standing Senators players as well, in Forster, Weir, Wade, who's in his couple of years now after moving from Willerton, Colleen Schweikart and Nat Burton. That's still very formidable. So if they're all playing and they're all healthy, I think that they'll get the job done.
Yeah. And then on Friday night, the Perth Redbacks taking on the Coburn Cougars, a tough one. That's a really, really good matchup. I'm really tough about who I'm going to pick, but I'm going to go for Coburn because I've got them for the championship. I'm going to pick them most of their games, except the Mandurah Magic. But
Good tip.
yeah. So I've got the Coburn Cougars in this one against Perth Redbacks, but we'll see if Annalise there as well. So that's another kind of thing because I've seen she's been traveling around the world at the moment.
Yeah, 3x3, I do believe.
Yep.
Look, for mine, I'll give the credit that is ever so deserving of a defending champion, so it'll be Coburn for me.
And then two up-and-coming teams with a young roster, especially with the Eastern Suns and the Lakeside Lightning. I love the Suns. I love their young roster. Hopefully they get a couple more signings this week. But I've got Lakeside in this one. I think they actually look pretty strong this year. And with Craig back at the helm, yeah, I think he's going to have them ready for the Suns. So I think a former team of his as well. So yeah, I think Lakeside Lightning in this one.
Agreed. We'll tip Sammy, and again, I think just their local cohort and who is currently available. I think they'll be too strong in the post for the Suns on both ends. So yeah, Lightning for me.
Yeah, and then we've got a big one which Vlad will be ready for on Friday night. It's the Mandurah Magic hosting the Rockingham Flames at 6:30, Mandurah Aquatic and Rec Centre. But Vlad, this is going to be a great one. As you said, we've got to go. We'll see if Sammy's there. I know I'm guessing, I've had to scout for players like Sammy or even Sammy, and you just scout like this, she's going to be there. You want to be, and I guess that's something that you'll be looking at with your coaches this week.
Definitely. You have to, because I tell you what, getting caught unprepared and
Yep.
that can't be one that can't happen for us. So we'll prepare like she's playing, as is Amy Atwell, as is Tage Morrell, obviously, amongst the local cohort. It'd be a tough game, but look, we're putting in some good work at our group with our team, and if I didn't believe in our chances of beating every single team in the comp, then I think we're not in the right business. So look, we will definitely prepare to win the game. By the same token, we understand what we're up against, and that we're up against a very, very good team, a very talented team, and as Dave showed while he was coaching the Wolves men, a very, very astute coach as well. So the challenge is definitely up.
Yeah, and as well, shout out to the Mandurah fans, because they always turn out for your games as well, the men's games. And how great is it to be starting the season off in front of the Magic fans at Mandurah Aquatic and Rec Centre? Because I think that, I don't know if that's for you, but I always love playing our first game at home, because I feel like it gave you a boost, a bit of confidence. You got the crowd with you, and you actually guys get a crowd. You get some families down, kids, everyone comes down. So how excited are you to get back in front of the Mandurah fans?
Oh, mate, we're absolutely stoked. Any game that we get opportunity to play at home, as you say, mate, we're very blessed. Our community is fantastic. They rally behind both the men's and the women's teams. It was only the other day I got the update that it's nearly all sold out in terms of the stadium, and that's just through season memberships, which speaks volumes of how much the community really gets behind Magic basketball. They provide us with, just raucous support. Anyone that was there in that prelim loss we had away at Warwick last year in the preliminary final would attest that after we almost came back from 21 points down, how that stadium turned out to be as that momentum shift happened in our favour. And that was a away game. So you can imagine what that's like, tenfold when it's at home. So we love our fans because they're behind us. They know we try. We put in the best shift we can, and fortunately we win more than we lose, and we hope to continue that trend.
Yeah, well, I came to a few games as well, as my dad lives down Mandurah Way, so there was a couple of weekends I said to him, come down to a couple of games, let's go have a watch, as he hasn't been to some. Back in the day he used to go to the SBL when I was a kid, and when you were coaching, and even previously, even before that. But he hasn't really been to many NBL1 games in the last few years, and he loved coming down to Mandurah, and it's his local team. He says he cheers for you guys now, so he's a Mandurah fan. I actually got him and my stepmom a hoodie, not a hoodie, a scarf and a beanie, so they were wearing that at the game. And my dad he has to complain about something, but at Mandurah he did not complain, so he loved the game night. So just thought I'd let you know, Vlad.
Mate, it's great feedback, and glad to always have people join the Magic family. And no doubt it's not long before you will be. So the old man showing you the path.
Definitely. Well, as well, Vlad, we'll move to Saturday's games. The Willetton Tigers taking on the East Perth Eagles at Willetton Basketball Stadium, 5 p.m. This is a really, really good clash, because we finally get to see East Perth. As in the preseason, they've been just making all these signings. Janelle Morley, how is she going to run her team? I'm going to go for the East Perth Eagles, but Willetton have a really, really great team as well. But a new system coming, so we'll see how they go. But I'm just going to go with East Perth on paper for now.
Yeah, same, mate. It's as you say, two different systems, and also from a women's basketball perspective, good to see two female head coaches on either side of the bench. But in this early piece of the season, round one, I think I'll just go with the team that's on paper until we start to see how teams gel. So East Perth for mine.
Yeah, and then also a doubleheader for Lakeside. That's tough, Vlad. They've got a doubleheader straight out. But hopefully that gets their legs going, gets them into it. That might actually help their season. But they've got the Joondalup Wolves, a tough task at home at Lakeside Rec Centre, 6 p.m. I've got the Wolves, but I think Lakeside, I really think they've got a good roster this year. Joondalup, as we know, they've made some big signings as well. But I'm going to go with the Joondalup Wolves, but I think it's going to be a close one as well. But I'm maybe looking at fatigue as well into this one, but we'll see.
Yeah, agree, mate. I'll probably lean on the fact that Wolves for me, if only because they're getting Lakeside off the back of one game already, and it's a formidable lineup they have. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be a close game, but Wolves at home against Lakeside for me.
And then the last game of the round, we got the two young gun teams. That's the Geraldton. Sorry, not Geraldton. That's next year. The Goldfields Giants. Sorry. And the Southwest Slammers at Evolution Mining Stadium. Great stadium, newer stadium they've got in the Goldfields in Kalgoorlie. This is going to be a really interesting one. I'm only going to go with, I think I'm going to go with the Slammers. For some reason, the Slammers are calling me. I think they've got some nice little imports ready to suit up for them. But it'll all be a learning curve. This is going to be hopefully another hurdle to many seasons to come, and hopefully they keep building. The same as the Goldfields Giants, but I think anyone can get this one. But I'm just going to go with the visitors, Southwest Slammers. But a long way to travel as well for the Slammers first game, Vlad.
Yeah, mate, and it is that travel factor that leads me to tip the Giants in this first game. But as you say, I think it's going to be a close one. And either way, I'm sure both teams will relish the opportunity to start the season with a 1-0 record and get that first win, in the back pocket. Again, hard to say whether the imports are going to be here or not. Based on not knowing that information, the travel factor is what sways me towards the Giants' victory. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be a close match again.
Yeah, well, that's all the games for round one of the NBL1 West 2026 for the women's division. And Vlad, you've been amazing. It's always great to have you on. You've got to get going because it is late now as we've recorded this, depending when people listen. And you're actually picking up a very special package from the airport.
Yes, the big 6'3" package from the airport.
So I bet you're very excited to get that package.
Absolutely. We probably won't get back to bed till about 1:45 in the morning, but at least I'll be sleeping smiling.
Yes, exactly. She's here safe, and we do it for the game. So,
absolutely.
Well, Vlad, thank you so much as always. We love having you on the show and taking the time out to come on. We've had a very long first section of the show, but hopefully the people at home enjoy it. I love speaking basketball with you, so. And hopefully we get you on the show during the season. We'll check in with you and check how the Magic girls are doing. But again, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate it.
I appreciate you, mate. And I keep saying it every time I'm on here. You do great work for the league, for the players and the community here in basketball community in WA. And I know that you do have plenty of, or previously listeners. Now I guess you're going to have plenty more, not just listening, but watching. So thank you, mate. Appreciate you. And look forward to seeing more of what your podcast reveals as it unfolds.
Hopefully you can use it for a bit of scouting as well. There's some players and coaches. That's it. But Vlad, thank you so much again, and safe journey to the airport and back to Mandurah, and hopefully a big win for you in round one.
Fingers crossed, bud. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Vlad.
Ciao.
And we're in the men's division for the show this week. And, first show of 2026, as we mentioned. And joining me is the man himself, a championship or defending champion with the Geraldton Buccaneers. It's Liam Hunt. Liam, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jake. Looking forward to hopefully another successful season coming up.
And there's been some big news around Geraldton this year, especially with the women's division, which I spoke about with Vlad before for the listeners and the viewers, which is great. Quickly on that, how great would it to have a women's team up in Geraldton?
Yeah, no, I think it's something pretty exciting, Jake. Yeah, look, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know that it's definitely starting up, and I know they've got an interim coach now and manager, and I know they got tryouts happening, so no, it's so good, man. I mean, we just look at so many of the young fellas that we have coming through now that are 16 and 17 years old that are training with us, and we just try to find some diamonds in the rough, and now we get to try and do that with the girls, and it'll be pretty hard to get a lot of girls to commit to the 4.5, 5 hour drive to Perth and back on every odd weekend, but as long as they enjoy each other's company like we try to, I think they'll be just fine, mate. It's just about finding people that want to live in Geraldton and want to play for the Mighty Bucks. So it'll be a challenge, I reckon, the first couple of years, but a challenge that hopefully Geraldton all gets around like they do for us boys.
Well, as well, we can talk about you guys winning the championship in 2025. How's your off season been? It must have been a party all through the off season, and we're back to work, I guess, this week.
Yeah, look, it was a pretty fun month there. We were just kind of enjoying ourselves after Canberra, and a bit of a different one for me. I had to recover from what happened in the Grandy, and kind of recover from the celebrations as well. So it's been a good last, I reckon, couple of months of good hit outs and getting fit. We've got our own little local comp here, so it's fun playing 40 minutes here, and then went and played in the Southwest Classic, and then played in the couple of games a couple of weekends ago, and then the biggest distraction has probably been getting married, to be honest, mate. So it's been a bit of a hell of a off season. So it's been a real fun one, but pretty keen to get it going again. Pretty new squad this year, so it's really exciting. It'll be some bumps along the road, but hopefully we can smooth them out quickly and try and get playing Bucks basketball as fast as we can.
Well, congrats on getting married as well. It's a huge milestone, I guess, and amazing kind of 25, 26 for you and the family and the team. Amazing grand final. I love it at RAC Arena, and I don't know if I think I've asked you before come the show, but how's it to play in a grand final in RAC Arena with a full crowd of NBL1 fans, especially Gero fans? They travelled and they really supported you guys. So how was that moment for you guys when you won the championship in 2025?
Yeah, it was bloody fun, mate. Like, they do it so professionally and so well. I thought the game experience itself was incredible. Made us feel like we're a bit better than what we are. So it was a really cool experience for us. And it's an experience I don't think we take lightly. Like, it's pretty cool to see what the Cats go through each game, and how much hype was around the game itself. I think they had just under 7,000 people there in attendance, and I think we were one of the only grand final happening in the NBL1. So we had a ton of viewers on KO. I can't remember what number it hit, but it hit hundreds of thousands, and I think that was pretty awesome. Just for our team especially, just a bunch of guys that got some full-time jobs, and we try to play basketball as much as we can and stay fit, and it's a pretty cool moment for us where we think basketball is such a more of it's a semi-professional league, so we enjoy the 2 times a week training, and then we enjoy the games together, and then to go out and play in such a professional atmosphere was a lot of fun. And then how they did the celebrations was great as well, mate. They had the cameras ready for us by the time we got out of the locker room, and spilt the celebration drinks everywhere, so that was pretty fun. And now we look forward to that, and then everything after has been nothing but a dream, mate. It's pretty surreal that got a few under the belt now, so hopefully can notch a couple more, and then call it a day, I reckon, mate. It's looking forward to this one coming up now.
Yeah, and I guess there's a lot of big news. I thought the biggest news has been around Gero, and one of them is Aaron Ralph, a great teammate of yours, a brother, I guess, of yours, really on the court and in Gero, retiring, and he goes out on top as a champion, and most 3-pointers in SBL NBL1 history are made. What can you say about Ralphie?
Oh man, he was a groomsman at my wedding, so he's a pretty special dude to be around and especially play with. And training's been a bit different without him, to be honest. So it's been I usually have someone to argue with. Now it's kind of just me arguing with myself. So it's a pretty weird feeling to not have Ralphie there, and just his presence as well. And when he comes on the court, he's just such a focus for the defense. They just have to get right on him, and for him to hit three threes in a game for us was always so huge for us. That was it started our big run, and he just brought some energy, took some charges, and like you said, he goes out on top, mate. And now he's a father first and a husband as well. So I think that part of his life, I think, is pretty huge for him now. And I think it hit him pretty hard now that the season's starting that he's not playing. But I know his body and his wife are pretty pumped that he's not. So it's a pretty good way for him to go out. I know he's going to be spewing about the first couple of games, kind of the itch of playing. But at the end of the day, he's just going to go down as probably not just one of the greatest Bucks of all time, but probably one of the greatest to ever play in our league. To be fair, but that's very biased coming from me. So I'll have to let the so-called experts talk about that one. But he'll probably go down as one of the greatest ones to play in our league. And yeah, I'd be surprised if you could give me 10 names that'd be better than him.
Yeah, amazing career for him, and a great way to go out. I think it would be so tough, especially playing all that basketball and having to stop one day. But amazing career, and thank you to Aaron for everything he's given to the league. So amazing person and great player, as we know. He's done so much in his career. But we'll talk about some of the big signings, I guess, through the league. We'll start with the Bucks as you're here, and I think the biggest signing in the last couple of years. I know a lot of people last year spoke about Elijah Pepper and Isaac White, but I think because of this guy, his significance with the league, he's a legend of the league, multiple champion, multiple MVP. You've gone up against him in hard battles in grand finals. And how is it to have someone like Devondrick Walker now at Geraldton Buck? That's a huge signing. As I said, I think it's one of the biggest in the last few years. And how is it to get Devondrick down or up at the Bucks for 2026?
Yeah, look, he's special. Hey, I mean, I've always wanted to play with him. It's kind of weird seeing him in blue and gold. It's you kind of get ready to play against him, but man, he's just such a professional. And just speaking with him, it was funny. We played a couple of games, and he couldn't play when we had those scrimmages, and he's just so smart. Like the way he sees the game is so different to the way I see it, and it's so different to the way Viral sees it. And I've always thought of Viral and I are kind of a bit of a yin and yang, kind of seeing the game differently but having the same goal. And he's bringing that kind of third wheel way to see the game. Obviously, such a dynamic scorer, and people see the stuff on the court. It's the off the court, man. I was telling my partner before, I don't think many people work harder than myself. I like to give myself a lot of credit with work ethic, but he works way harder than me. I mean, he is just a workhorse. I mean, he's so mentally and physically focused, yet he just finds a way to have fun with the game. It's really, really impressive, and he's such a professional, but also just such a bloody good dude. Like, he's just such a good guy. We were at dinner the other night. We have these team dinners every Wednesday, and it ended up being just me and him that night, and I reckon we were in the restaurant for about 2 hours just exchanging stories and, just exchanging battles with Rocco and Geraldton and everything that's happened in the past. And he wore his 2022 championship hat. That disappointed me a little bit, just because that was a bit of a heartbreak for us. But that's all right. I took my 3 hats the next time, so that must have evened it out. But no, stand up guy, mate. Really, really excited to see how he goes for us, and just a real honour to play with him now. And I'm sure we'll have our ups and downs this year, but he's going to be a huge piece for us after Johnny departing as well.
Yeah, Johnny Narkle departing, as you mentioned. Quickly, I know, I guess that's a hard one, but what a great teammate Johnny was, and what he's accomplished with you guys in the Bucks. So yeah, definitely a tough loss as he heads to Coburn.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, so tricky one. Yeah, because you just love him like a brother, and you want the best for him, but you're just a bit selfish. On my side, anyways, I'm a bit selfish. I just want to play with him for the rest of my life. One of my last pitches to him was we probably could have tried to go down as one of the best Bucks duos of all time and tried to have a crack at that. But he's, his journey's taken him somewhere else now, and all the best to Coburn and everything that they've got. And I know he's pretty pumped for our game. He keeps telling me what round it is, but I keep forgetting. So I'm just looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, that'll be a really good one, and a lot of people have that circled. Also joining you guys is Cooper Creek
Yeah.
as well, which I guess will help with Ralphie, kind of a bigger 4-3-4, I guess. And how's that to have someone like Cooper as well joining you guys?
Yeah, I think we almost had him a couple of years ago, where he's pretty keen to come to
Mm,
Geraldton and pretty keen to play in our system. And I think at that point we still had Ryan Blanchett and Matt and myself and Josh Keys, so we're pretty
hmm
filled up with those positions. And then obviously Ralph retiring left a bit of a hole for us, and we went searching, and Creaky kind of came up. And I just remember his first game playing against us here in the regular season. Not the game where they beat us by 50, but the game that in the regular season where we beat them. But he came out and just said how much he loved Geraldton, loved the town, and kind of stuck in the back of my mind a little bit. I said we might have to go after this guy, and really looking forward to seeing what he can do. It'll be a different system for him, I think. It'll be a lot more inside out for him, I hope. And
hmm
but geez, his 3-point ball just looks so good towards the back end of the season in the playoffs. Like, yeah, I'm really excited to see how we can try and round out his game and what he can bring to us and teach us. And yeah, I've been keeping in touch with him while he's over in England playing. And Spewing, he comes in a bit late, but really excited for him to get here and start that bit of a journey with him as well. He's a stand-up dude, and yeah, really look forward to playing on his side, not watching the ball go in when I have my bloody hand up. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be hitting some threes from an assist from you.
I hope so.
That's
I
more.
hope so.
Yeah. Well, as well, I feel like a fan favorite around the league and Gero, Verl Williams coming back to the club as well.
Yeah, huge, mate. I mean, he's just such a good person. Hey, I mean, it was his partner is over in Newcastle, in New South Wales. And I knew it was going to be tricky to get him back, but I told him I was going to sign back, and at that point, I thought we kind of had a few more pieces coming together, and that would be exciting. And he jumped in and pretty much said, yeah, okay, well, let's give it another go. And he's just such an exciting player, and we played against him in the local comp grand final in Geraldton, and I've never met someone that can just get under my skin as well as he can. He is just incredible at the way he sees the game, and you can't get mad at him because he's 4'2", and you can't just squash him like a bug because then you get a tech foul and get booed by everybody. But he actually
Uh-huh.
had Active West Stadium boo me for the first time in my entire life, I reckon. So he was,
Really?
he's just a
Wow.
very, very gifted little pest. But geez, we just love to have him, mate. He is just such a great guy. I mean, we Viral and I spent a fair bit of time off the court together as well, and he's become one of my very good friends now. So to get him back and to have him kind of run the show this year a little bit more and have a bit more responsibility, I think he's taken that on, and he's just a tremendous leader as well. So really, really excited for not only us but the fans to see him, and just the NBL1 West to probably see him in a bit more of a um, ball control role for us. And I think it's going to be pretty fun for the league to watch him kind of go. I got flashes of it last year, but hopefully a few more memories this year for him.
Mm. And also another import in Josh Banks as well. I don't know much about Josh, but I can't confirm if he's there with you guys or not. But for maybe if you haven't met him yet, what have you heard about Josh?
Yeah, he's been here for a couple of weeks now, so he's
Oh, yeah,
longer than that actually, about a month now. So
yeah.
he's
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep.
first time we've had a rookie out of a rookie import for a while. We've kind of had our elder imports come in and kind of run the
Yeah.
show for us a little bit, and I think that's on purpose. We had a pretty old team, as most people know, for the past few years. So bringing in experienced guys to try and win now was our big priority, and we took a risk on this kid, and he hasn't disappointed, mate. I think he's going to grow as the season grows, but he's already
hmm
starting to put it together what we're trying to do, and um, I think he's 23 or 24 years old, so he's going to be fun to watch, mate. I really think he's going to um, just keep growing as the season goes, and yeah, I just can't wait to see what he's got in a game format. I reckon it's going to be a lot of fun playing with him, and hopefully, benefit of the doubt, he has a really nice year for us.
And then as well, another legend of the club, and he's been around a few times in the league, is Matt Wandenberg. So I guess one of your running buddies is returning as well. And yeah, we know what Matt brings to the team, but from your point of view and from maybe behind the scenes, how's Matt with the guys?
Oh, he's awesome, mate. I mean, he's just we've worked really well together, especially the past about 5 years. So we've really found a cool system of who responds well to who, and he's very, very good at keeping me motivated for sure, mate. Like he keeps me going. I try to keep him going as well, and you know, he just brings so much value to us. Even if he's on the court for 2 minutes, you know, he just brings a different
Yeah.
dynamic to the game, and whether he's out there to, you know, set screens, get over boards, get under, you know, get us up and about and get us going. You know, he's just so good at it, and he's one of those very rare players that he doesn't need to score anything to make an impact. You know, he can make an impact with however many minutes you give him. He will give you everything he's got, and he's just got the heart of a lion that we've always said, mate. So really pumped he's gone around again. I thought after 2019 that he's kind of gone, and then I thought after 1 and 23 he was going to go, and then I thought for sure after 25 he was going to go, and he just keeps going, mate. He just loves it so much, and his body keeps saying yes. So as long as he's ready to go, I'm sure we'll bloody love to have him for as long as we can keep him. So yeah, really pumped that he's gone around again, mate. Makes my job a lot easier as well.
Definitely. And also we've got some young guys as well on the roster: Riley Fong,
Yep.
Kelvin Yokwe,
Yep.
Jake Baker coming back as well.
Yep.
Funny story about Jake Baker. I was like, should I tell the story or not? But Jake's granddad actually came into actually my work and bought some suspension from me. So
Yeah, right.
really interesting. Do you know what I have to, whenever someone comes in or is on the phone at work, I sell car suspension, and we get a lot of Geraldton workshops ringing us, and I say, do you support the Bucks? And most of them go, oh yeah, I do watch. I tend to watch. But it was really funny when I saw this guy. He came down from Geraldton, and I said, oh, do you watch the Bucks? I said, I commentate, and I have a podcast and everything.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, my grandson plays, and his wife, so it would have been Jake's grandmother, actually pulled out a trading card, like a trading card of Jake. And I said, I've met Jake before. I know, I've met him when he's been down here and spoke a little bit to him. So it was really interesting. So just a quick, when I see Jake, I'd like to just tell him the story. But yeah, and a lot of other young, really good guys who you guys have had for a couple years. But is there anyone kind of exciting out of that list? I know there's Max de San Miguel, Will Galvin. I know he's been part of the squad for a while.
Yep.
Toby Guerin, Jared Mongu as well, Elliot Bennett, Levi Owen, and more. But is there anyone else or anything you'd like to say about some of those young guys?
Oh, they're just man, they're feisty. We played those couple of scrimmages a couple of weeks ago, and when I was their age, you know, you have a bit of a nerve, and you know, you don't want to make a wrong mistake. You want to play the game the right way. Boy, these kids these days, they just got no filter. They'll just go for you. I just love it. Hey, they just got a bit of ticker about them, and they'll fight to the death for you. You know, just they play the way we want to play, and you know, we send a fair bit of message about how we want them to play, and you know, how we want to play hard and play our kind of defense and offense and all the usual stuff. But boy, these boys just respond. They listen, and they just give us our best. And I feel bad because I know they're about, you know, between 16 to 18 years old. So, and I'm pretty a perfectionist when I play. I try to be as perfect as I can. And so when they make a mistake, I do get on them a fair bit. But I've got to remember their parents are in the crowd as well. So I just got to make sure I'm a bit more behaved. And yeah, really excited. You know, I think Levi Owen's going to be a big piece for us. You know, Jared's going to be a big piece. You know, I think Denby Horseman's going to be a piece for us as well. And then, you know, I agree. Will and Bakesy and Elliot coming in, you know, it's just awesome for us as well. So, you know, Fongy and Max kind of get a chance. And to be fair, you know, in the last few years, these young kids never really got a crack because our top 8 players are just so good and so dominant. We've been lucky to be so healthy. These guys have a real chance, especially these first 5 games before we get, you know, late pieces come in, and they get a real chance to kind of showcase and show us and prove to us that we can trust him, and that's that's a chance I don't think many 16, 17, 18-year-olds in Geraldton have had a chance to do. So big opportunity for them, and I hope they just grab the bull by the horns and run with it.
Yeah. Well, I know a few losses from the previous season and from previous years, but still looking strong, still got a pretty strong core there as well. And with Devondrick coming back is a huge signing.
Yeah,
So looking good, and there's a lot of positive to come for the season. So and also Dale, you got Dale Joseph, who I think is if not the best, one of the best head coaches in the league. So I think you guys will be definitely up there and challenging for a title, which I guess is the main goal.
Courses. Yeah, it'll be a bit different this year, mate. It'll be tough with so many new pieces, but yeah, we just got to make sure we hit our stride and just see how we go. But the league looks so stacked this year. I mean, it's so cool. The league just gets better and better. I'm pumped. I love it, mate. I reckon it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll move to another team, and the Coburn Cougars are up first, and just through some of their signings, Rowan McKenzie, who's from the Lakeside Lightning, had a great, last year. Well, even though most of the season he was injured and then came back the last few games and had some big games for the Lightning. So Rowan McKenzie coming in, Nathan Pond coming back, as we said, Johnny Narkle as well, Matt Clifford coming back, Josh Hunt as well returning. Fletcher Clastorni as well joining them. He's been travelling a bit. I know he's a Mandurah junior. I think it was from Mandurah. Seva Chan as well returning after a couple of years with the Parallax Hawks. Some of their young guys coming back as well. They're looking like a pretty good team that I think will do a lot better than they did in the last couple of years.
I always thought Coburn last year, there was a stretch there where Coach Clayton had them playing. I believe we were the best team in a stretch there. We had a really, really nice run. I think we won about 10 straight or something like that, and we were just scoring the ball like no other. And one of the teams that really pushed us was Coburn, and they had that Cortland Martin and Taranda Smith.
Yeah.
And, Clayton had them playing such good basketball. I'm really excited to see what he can do with this team, mate. I reckon that you're right; they are going to be a tough team. And I saw their import; he looks like a beast. Like there's some, Pondy looks good. Johnny Rowan's such a just scoring machine, just such a savvy player, and they've got a really, really good crack to have a good run at this year. I'm really excited to see how they go. To be honest, they're going to be they're going to be a team to be on the prowl for sure, and have a big upgrade from last year. But that team last year I thought was really, really scary. Started to knock off some good teams. So if they can continue that momentum, even though they got a pretty fresh roster, the kid that I really like is their captain, Eves. I think that kid is underrated.
Right, Eves, yeah.
I reckon he is so underrated. I reckon he is. I was talking to someone about it the other day. I reckon him and Nick Floyd will be. They'll be next. They're the ones to kind of, I reckon, knock me off and send me into my retirement. I reckon those two are going to be, the leaders of our league very, very shortly, and stalwarts if they decide to stay in our league. And I've got a lot of time for both of them. But Eves I think is a great captain, and really looking forward to seeing what they can do and what he can do as a young leader.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the import they've signed Joseph Bradshaw. He's played in the TBL. That season averaged 13 points and 9 rebounds a game. He's 6'9", so that's going to bring some length to them. And I guess some definitely some more signings coming for them. And we'll move to the Eastern Suns. They had an okay season, up and down, I think, as teams have. But they looked a lot better last season. And Travis Fee coming back, which is a key signing for them, definitely. Marley Sam has been looking a lot better in the offseason and improving his game, playing for WA. Lewis Thomas coming back. Joker Green has moved to the Suns, back to the Suns, which is a huge move. And also, as we were speaking about it before, you mentioned him, Taranda Smith as well, who had some good games for the Coburn Cougars, moving to the Suns. Colin Howells, Steph Salinas, some guys that you've ran with a long time and gone up against. Seba, Reese Maxwell, and Rob Huntington coming back, and Joel Vinena as well. So hopefully maybe a middle table team, but I think they'll be strong anyway and competitive every game.
Every game, mate, and they just play so hard. It's always so hard to go there and beat them, to be honest. They just push us to our limits, and they just play such a scrappy, go get the ball head first type of basketball. That Marley Sam kid
Mm.
is something else. He is a
Yeah.
bloody fun player to watch. Or watching him play for WA, and how he just wears his heart on his sleeve. I reckon he is bloody awesome to watch. I think he is a special talent that they've got there. And if Joe can stay healthy and put together some games for him, man, we've seen him drop 50 before. He when he has control and the reins of a team, he can be fun to watch. So watching him and Marley, man, if you chuck him, Marley, and Tarandis out there, and there's no big, I don't know who the hell I'm going to guard. So that's going to be a really interesting team, and yeah, they'll push teams for sure. If you take them lightly, they'll push you.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you've got that core of Seba and Maxi and Robbie Huntington as well. So
Yeah,
that
got
kind
the
of,
leadership factor.
that group, yeah, they've got that, which is good as well.
Yep.
And then for the East Perth Eagles as well, we'll move on to them. Lee Roberts coming back, Sharif Watson signing back, Nick Philpo, Giannis
Yep.
Demakopoulos, Kai Kabugwa as well, one of their young guys, David Aguera, which was a
Yep.
huge signing, and
Yep.
he's really improved with the Wildcats another year, and he's going to be a tough guard, I feel like, for anyone in the league.
Yeah, he's gonna be tough, mate. Yeah, they got such a big lineup, and I've just got so much respect for Lee. Hey, like he's just such a stalwart for them now, and they were one of the teams of scrimmage last weekend, and how he communicates with those boys, and how he's got that team kind of rolling together, and they got that Max Rice back who just sees blue and
Yeah,
gold and he lights us up, and they got this point guard there who's a big lefty, and he started to dice us up a little bit as well, and then. They got that Antino guy coming back as well from last year, that Jonah.
hmm Joan
Antonio
Antonio, yeah,
Antonio.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's tough as well. So they're going to be a tough cover, mate, for anybody. They got the list to do it, man. They really do. It's just yeah, I don't know. We just up here they've just butchered us both times the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
they've just come ready to play, and when they're playing well, they are a very tough team to beat. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they can do this year.
Mm. And yeah, as you mentioned, Max Rice coming back, their import from last year. Bing Huang as well, who's a Chinese player, played in
Yep.
the CBA, which is
Yep.
great. We've actually signed a couple of Chinese players as well, from a couple of the teams, so that's good to see. Jermaine Marley, a former champion with the Mandurah
Yep.
Magic, coming
Yep.
back to East Perth. Emmanuel Detch as well, Sunday Detch's brother, and a few other of the Detches. He's back with the Eagles after a stint down in Morocco.
Yep.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Jonah Antonio. So a team that can really compete, and I think every year they've been taking steps as well
Yep.
and getting to the finals, so which is great. We've done you guys. We'll move to the Goldfields Giants. Not many signings from their point at the moment, but hopefully we see more this week. But bringing back Michael Jock, signing Callum McDonald, who was playing with the Redbacks.
Yep.
Sam Vincent, which is an import, and it's pretty interesting. He's been in college, and yeah, that's going to be interesting seeing him. And then another import, Danny Pippen the second, and Josh Duach. So I think they have a pretty good talent. As I love Josh Duach, Danny Pippen looks pretty good. We'll see how Sam Vincent is, and then Michael Jock is also great as well. So yeah, but we'll see. It's kind of hard to say anything from that roster there, but yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
how it goes.
unknown. Yeah, a bit of an unknown, but we got, Duach was second team NBL1, I believe, for us. So
Mm,
put together a really good season. I spoke to a good friend of mine, Sean Stewart, about him, and yeah, had a lot of positive things to say about that kid, and it sounds like he is in for a year. So yeah, just Lennon will find a way to get those guys working together, and I think they've still got that big fella who got injured last year, and he's coming in off the bench. I can't remember his name. He played for Slammers a couple of years ago, and if he can
mm.
stay healthy, yeah, that's a different dynamic for them as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they can do this year, mate. And obviously, country teams. I don't, obviously I want to beat them, but got to rip my country teams when they go against the Metro boys. So yeah, hopefully they put together a season.
Yeah, definitely. I think they will notch some wins as well, definitely. And then the Wolves, CJ Turnage coming back, Ben Gill signing, Caleb Davis, Jordan Wellsteed, Taylor Young as well, as we know Taylor playing for the East
Yep.
Perth Eagles for a long time, and then also moving during his injury last year. He actually got released of his contract, so as you would know, not able to sign with an NBL1 West team. He had to move to the East and played with the Sutherland Sharks. So yeah, it's great to see he's back. Really looking like he's enjoying basketball, which is great. Gabe Chadinia coming back, Damon Ballantyne, Jared Hodge, and also Ash Litterick coming back, and also another import in Sharif Black as well, which I haven't seen Sharif, but he's here, and I think Wolves can make a good run at it. I don't think their team is as dynamic as maybe last year or much scoring power as they had last year, but I think Joondalup are always a tough team, and they're also a bit of a rival, a kind of a North rival for you guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, they always
Yeah.
give you guys a game anyway.
Yeah, they're tough, man. I reckon I think they've signed that big fella from the New Zealand NBL as well, so that gets Caleb away from the five a little bit, so he can go back from being a stretch four and a five, and
Mm.
yeah, he's just so tough when that happens. CJ can play that 3-4 again, and yeah, I watched a bit of that Sharif Black the other night from highlights from the Kalamunda game, and my God,
Yeah.
he is dynamo. Yeah, I reckon him and CJ, if they can find a way to play together, geez, they're pretty hard to stop from scoring 100 points. They're going to be really, really fun to watch together, and um, they're going to be. No, I reckon they're going to be really tough, mate. I think they're going to be a top four pusher for sure. If they can put the pieces
Oh yeah.
together, they are going to be very, very tough to beat.
Another team that I think always have a little bit of trouble during the season, but I guess these guys have actually had problems with injuries a lot, and hopefully we can get a really, really tough team from them, and that's the Lakeside Lightning. Josh Davey back, Corey Sherville, Michael Garbolini, Justin Bennett, a lot of their young guys, Trey Crawford, Liam
Yep.
Patterson, Isaiah Lewis, their import coming
Yep.
back from last year. He had some really good games. Isaac Greta signing back. Matthew Teal, who played for the Wolves and he played for the Redbacks last year. Isaiah Coleman coming in, Ezekiel Gritter as well, Tom Parkinson as well, Ben Lee signing, and Yahoo Sun. So yeah, I think we'll see how they go. Maybe a middle table team as well.
They're tough, man. Playing against Josh is just so fun. Not fun
Mm.
actually. It's just so competitive. I
Yeah.
won't say fun because I feel like I've just ran into a wall for about 40 minutes. So he is just a beast to play against. I've got so much time for Josh, and it sounds like he's got a good chance to be in like a leadership role for him this year, even
Mm.
more so than last year. And I think he's going to be given the keys a lot more. New
Mm.
coach, new style. That always scares a few teams. I think when you got a new coach, new style, you're not really sure what you're going to expect, and yeah, they're going to be one to watch for sure. I think if Sherville comes out and starts playing his best ball like he showed us last year in glimpses, and if he can get that going consistently with Isaiah, my God, that's a tough team to stop. And then Josh can just rebound the rest. So yeah, really excited to see what they can put together.
Yeah, and then also the Mandurah Magic. I think they have a really good team so far on paper. We'll see how it goes. Lockie Bertram coming back. We know what Lockie can do. He can just
Yep.
light up teams crazy. Chad Meagle, Jock Perry coming into
Yep.
this team. He's played over East for a while. Very physical guy, long. Really excited to see how he does.
Yep.
Matt Kenyon from the Adelaide 36ers. I know he doesn't light up the scoreboard and do big things in the league. I think in the NBL he has a role in the NBL as a defensive player, but I think in the NBL1 he can put up some big numbers and be
Yep.
huge for any team. So that's big. Brock Caporn, Mac Rygart as well, Jackson Comito, Ryan Blanchett, who was with you guys, signing
Yep.
back with Mandurah, Jane Crudelli, Liam Mitchell. And I'm really excited for Michael Dupree to come back into the league, a former import a couple of years ago with the Wilton Tigers.
Yep.
But just quickly going back to, Matt Kenyon, how great is it to have another NBL guy joining us in the NBL1 West this year?
Yeah, him and Jock coming in is huge, mate. I mean, yeah, Lockie's going to be captain of a very, very stacked team. They are on
Mm.
paper. I agree with you. They got a good coach. Utley's a great coach.
Yeah,
Again, another country team. So I think what country teams have won the last three. So you can't help but root for
correct.
them.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
yeah. I think we got them early this year as well. I think they're our first road trip. So they are going to be extremely, extremely tough to beat. Or again, another team that on paper probably looking at a top 4 spot. They look really, really,
Yeah.
really tough. So they are going to be stalwarts in the comp this year. And yeah, anyone that doesn't think that's, I'd like to hear their reasons why, because they are going to be very, very tough. And yeah, good to have Mike Dupree back in, mate. He is a bloody competitor and a half. He is a head first, hard on the sleeve kind of import, and just kind of imports that we love. High energy, knocks down the 3 ball, tough, just real confident, and yeah, really, really excited to have him back in the comp as well. So yeah, Utley's done a good job recruiting this team. I think if they can put it together, they are extremely scary going into the back end of the year.
Yeah, and also the Perry Lakes Hawks getting Cam Huffner as well. He's playing with the Wildcats. AJ Nabenzi as well. Max Bucknell, one of their young guys. Kai Donahue, who's been playing pretty good minutes, and especially in in Division 1, he's been playing really well. Jaden Exeter coming in, Jack Kingswood, Toby Martin, Lee Rickwood Pitt, and then they've also got a guy from over east, Darcy Knox. Haven't seen a lot about Darcy, but yeah, couple of new guys coming in, and I think the Perry Lakes Hawks have had a lot of growing pains since you got Ben Purser leaving or retiring, and all the older guys kind of leaving. So I think they're on the up, hopefully. A new head coach as well there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with Perry Lakes. I think Cam Huffner is going to be a really good addition to the league, and hopefully help Perry Lakes just improve.
Yeah, sneaky chance for Hoofner to be NBL1 West all first team, mate. He's got the keys to Perry Lakes, it looks like, and it's always really hard to guard those 3s and 4s that are 6'5", and that kid's just full of muscle. So yeah, really excited to see what he can do, and again, another NBL guy in the league, and it just makes our league look so much better. So yeah, really excited to see what he can do for the Hawks, but really excited to see what he can put up for our league as well. I've got a feeling he's going to be the head of a few highlights. So yeah, really excited to see what he can do for the league. And yeah, that big fella Max Bucknell, he came a long way last year. I thought he put together some really nice games. So I think he's one that's also on the up as one of the younger kids. And yeah, can't help root for those young fellas that are just grinding their way up, and now they get a real chance to put up some numbers and play some big minutes. So I think he's going to be a tough cover for a lot of teams. So I'm excited to see how he goes as well.
Yeah, and we'll look at the Perth Redbacks. Marty Nelson signing back with the Redbacks. He's been everywhere the last couple of years, but he's back with the Redbacks. Nick Floyd, who's an amazing player, young player from Perry Lakes. Also Luke Phillips as well. Isaac Eder. Isaac is a new import. Well, he's kind of not restricted. He just got married as well to an Aussie. So he actually played in the preseason in the Rhinos Classic. He's amazing. So he's a great young guard, and he can create his own shot. He can shoot the 3 ball. He's so quick, and I'm excited to see how he goes this year. So someone to watch out for. Malachi Cunningham, another young American coming in. Costo Kyle coming in as well, or returning. Jordan Herbert back with Mitch Fenton, who came down from Mandurah. Josh Brabazon, from Willerton. Connor Mitchington coming back, and also Michael Riley, and then they've also got an imported Sean Conway also. So I actually watched them against the Joondalup Wolves a couple of weeks ago in their preseason, and the Wolves were in control of this whole game, and then something snapped for the Redbacks, and they came out winning this one by a couple of points. So they look like they might be on the lower tier of the season, but I think of the ladder. Sorry, but I feel like when you have Marshall Nelson and maybe like Sean Conway as an import, I think they can make some noise. But we'll see.
I've seen Marshall beat me too many times to go against him, mate. So I can never go against Marty. And I spoke about Nick Floyd a little bit earlier. I reckon he's a genuine up and comer, and I think he's going to be a double machine. To be honest, I think Marty's got his big guy that can roll to the basket and catch above the rim, and also play some real stellar defense and a nice finisher around the basket. I don't think anybody can take them for granted. And if you doubt Marty or you give him any motivation, he will just bury you. So I'm really excited to see what he can do with that team in a leadership role. I know he's pretty excited to go back there just after just seeing some things go back and forth. So no, really excited to see what he can do and what the Redbacks can do this year. I think they're always a tough outfit for us. So very
Yeah.
physical and very, like I said, hard on sleeve type of team. So yeah, excited to see what they can do.
So yeah, we'll go to the Rockingham Flames, and yeah, they're definitely up there as a favourite for me. And I'm really excited to see how this team is looking like an NBL all put together team. Is Isaac White coming back, former MVP, Emmett Nah back into the lineup, Travis Dernan, Ryan Godfrey, Blake Jones, Michael Harris. As I said, Blake Jones being a DP for the Adelaide 36ers, Michael Harris playing for the Adelaide 36ers, former Perth Wildcat. Tevin Jackson also, Mark Burkholder, Jacob Heath, a lot of their young guys coming back also. So yeah, I realize as I said, they're going to be a team to watch out for and a team to contend for this year's title.
Yeah, they're going to be tough, mate. I mean, you'd be silly not to put them as the favourite, to be fair. I think
Mm.
they are just so stacked. I mean, you got Isaac coming back from his MVP campaign last year, and Emmett Nair's one of the smarter guys I've probably ever played against. I don't consider too many people to be smarter than myself, but he is
Yeah.
triple the time. You know, he is a very, very clever basketball player. Sees the game really, really well, and him leading the charge is pretty fun. And then having Michael back in the league is great, mate. I haven't seen much about this Blake Johns kid, but he looks like he's very, very dynamic after watching some highlights and some game film on him. He looks like he's going to be really, really tough. And you got Buff and Trav and Tev's been there a few years now, so the leadership core is there. And obviously Ryan's one of, if not,
Mm.
the best coach in the league. So there's going to be a really, really tough few battles there. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to playing them. They are just such a battle, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You just got to keep yourself together when you play against them. They're just so tough to go against. And one slip up and they just go on an 8-0 run like that. So really looking
Mm.
forward to seeing what they can do this year, mate. And yes, watching them play against other teams. No, I don't really want to watch them against us, but yeah, I'd like to watch them play against the other teams for sure.
Mm. I think you guys will do pretty well against a lot of the teams, but I think they will be a team that will give you a lot of headaches. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
yeah.
As there's a lot to discuss in the season and a long season ahead. But we'll go to the Southwest Slammers, as we know, having their troubles in the past few years. But I think they have a really good young core. And Pharrell Keats coming back, Jack Flynn, Jordan Wayne, Luke Perkins, River Evans signing back with them. Gavin Deacon, Devin Craig is another player I love. He's formerly from Southwest, but also played for the Redbacks. Riley Hall, Reese Barrett, Art Harvey, James Waters. They've also signed a couple imports as well in Jalen Martinez and Philman Gerberwet and Dante Makakatia. So yeah, see how it goes for the Slammers. I know they're a very young team, but they've got a couple of imports in there. But I think it'll be a challenging season for them anyway.
Well, they're kind of following our footsteps a little bit here. They're starting to bring back the locals and keep the locals
Yep.
around and making sure that they keep their core together. That Pharrell Keats,
Hmm.
man, when he is just playing free, he is so fun to watch. He is a game changer when he's confident and playing his game. And they got this young kid, Ethan, who's just come back from college, and he's a bully type of guard and can take him into the post and get to the rack whenever he wants. And I haven't seen much about their imports, but having a couple of imports on your team can't hurt as well. So if they can put some things together, they've got a roster that can definitely compete this year. So yeah, it's like I said, I root for the country teams unless we play against them. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do this year.
Mm. And then the Warwick Senators, the team that were not able to get it done in the grand final against you guys, but they had an amazing team last year and returning a few, but lost a couple guys as well. George Pearlback, Tyler Shand, Brody England, Billy McRae, Keegan Phillips as well, Kai Chamberlain, Jake Thwaites, Coron Swakalo Bullock, Cody Ellis back, and another guy I'm excited to see, a former import with the Lakeside Lightning in 2024 is Marshawn Blackman. He had some huge dunks and highlights for them, and I think him being with a team that's going to challenge for the championship, I think it's going to make him even better. He's had some good off season in Asia and playing around in the leagues, and yeah, I'm excited for this Warwick Senators team, but I haven't really heard much about Elijah. I haven't heard. I know that Todd Withers has been playing in Israel. I don't know if Todd's coming back, but It'd be good if they can get someone like Elijah in there, but not 100% sure. I don't know who's heard anything, but we'll see.
Yeah, they've kept it a bit hush-hush this year, so yeah, we got them first
Mm,
up, and yeah, not sure how they're going to look. Marshawn's going to bring in a nice little element for him. I reckon
mm,
like I say, he's a highlight machine, but he can also hit the three ball, and
mm.
um, they're going to be tough. Yeah, and Coops is just such a good coach as well.
Yeah,
And when Keegan Phillips is knocking his shot down, he's really hard to guard as well. And having George and Tyler back, and like I said before, with Slammers and a few other teams, they're keeping their core together, and
yeah,
such an undervalued type of thing that we've tried to do the past however many years is keep the core together, especially if it works. And now they've had that taste, that grand final. I know they were pretty hungry to get back there, so well coached with Coops, and I reckon they're going to be very very tough team. I think the list doesn't speak to it at the minute. I've got a feeling they've got
mm,
something cooking for us, though, and they're just not going to tell us till we play against them. So that's all right. Play cards
yeah.
close. We'll see what we can do with it. But they'll be tough this season for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then also another team I really like is Willetton Tigers so far. Aaron Gashaw coming back, Tom Jerovic, was DP with the Wildcats, Alex Edwards, Lockie Burnett, Damien Scott, Mike Vigor, Noah Valentine, Bryce Johnson, Josh Harris, Andrew Black, and also Tayshaun Cherry coming back as well, which I'm super excited to see Tayshaun. I think he did an incredible job last year for them, and such an exciting player. Plays with so much energy and his emotion. So very excited to see that team. I think they're looking really good. As well, Adam Nina coming back. Adam, a great coach also.
Yep.
A few losses from their roster, but I like them. I've got a good feeling about Willetton, and I think they're going to compete as they do every year.
Yeah, they do every year, mate. I was talking about this. I think it was actually Devondrick when we were talking about the most consistent teams, and Willetton's always in
Hmm.
that top four. They're always tough to beat.
Definitely.
Nina does a great job at making sure they get everyone through. That Copa kid was someone to watch last year, and I was really worried when I thought he was gonna go back, and now they filled his spot. And you're right about Cherry, mate. He brings a different element to the game. Jerovic will have another year with the Wildcats under his belt, and Mike's just so tough to
Mm,
guard. So they seem to always have that three-headed dragon at the big spot, and that's a really really understated type of thing in our league as well. To have not just three bigs, but three physical bigs. They play a physical
mm.
brand of basketball, and we owed them one last year, and I think now we're tied at 1-1. So now it's about, I think winner takes all now with this year coming up. So it seems to be a battle with them every single year, and they're like I said, super consistent, well coached, and looking forward to see what they can put together.
Well, that's all the updates for all the rosters. I guess this week there's going to be more signings as we got a week till the season, so there's going to be a few more coming in. So hopefully check out your favorite team and check out what they're doing in the off season and before the season. It's going to be great. We're going to go through all the games quickly for round one, but I didn't mention my predictions for the men's division, and I know. Liam won't like my predictions maybe, but it was so hard to choose between, I guess, two teams. One of them being Geraldton, and the other one being the Rockingham Flames. I've put them down as the grand final winners for this year in 2026. I know for Liam, you want to go out there, you want to win it. I said this as well to Vlad Alava for people watching in the women's. But I asked him to kind of see as an analyst point of view, and even you said as well, they're definitely a team that's going to compete. But I've put Rocco up there, but it was really hard to kind of set you guys away from them. I think the championship pedigree that you guys have, and also adding Devondrick is going to be really really exciting. And the new import you guys have as well. But yeah, I've gone with Rocco. So apologies about that, Liam, and please don't hang up.
That's all right, mate. No, I think it's a very, very fair prediction. If I couldn't go us, I think Rocco's going to be one of the teams to beat, and I also think Mandurah will be one of the teams to beat as well. I think
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
going to be very, very, very tough. So, um, geez, I reckon it's going to be another case of anyone that top six can probably win it. I think that's going to be a really, really tough Yeah, really tough to get in that top four this year, and like it is every year, it just seems to be we're just trying
Yeah.
to string some games together. And yeah, if it can't be us, I reckon it's either Rocco or Mandurah that can be the goods this year. And but Joondalup, I think I've got a really good core as well. And yeah, I think I'm just adding teams now to be fair, but those three are going to be really, really tough to contend with this year. And just going off their lists, and you never know, mate. Just never know. Just never know. But you
Yeah.
got it right last year, so hopefully you're wrong this year. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And then I've also gone for Isaac White as the MVP this year. And another thing, it's like I'm having this debate with Rocco or Jero because I really had Devondrick in there. Um, I don't know why I've gone Isaac. I think just because he's had a great year with Adelaide, and I can see him going back to back. But it does fall down to votes as well. They have a stacked team, so I think the votes might swing. He's got a lot of competition in his team, but I think Devondrick's up there. The only reason I haven't gone for him is he has been out of the league for a couple of years. I don't think he's rusty. He's been working hard. I think
Yeah.
you can see that. But I think he's up there as well. I don't know if there's anyone else you can think as well, Liam.
If it can't be Devondrick, obviously he'd be my number one choice. Um, I reckon that guy, that Hoofner from Perry
Yeah,
Lakes
Cam
has a
Hoffner. Yep,
chance to
yep.
pull some votes. CJ's obviously going to get votes.
Always. Yep.
Johnny's probably going to get a
Johnny.
fair
Yep.
few votes as well. And I think Isaac's going to definitely be the leader of that team. And you just never know because Harris can just go off and pop 40 as well. So they might be sharing the votes around a little bit, but
That's it. Yep.
oh boy, he's got these new imports coming as well. But I'd say,
Exactly.
if I had to pick one, if it's not Devondrick, um, it's hard to go against Isaac.
It's so hard.
Just for old time's sake, I'll go Johnny. But
Yeah.
that's just for old
Yeah.
time's sake. So I'll go Johnny just for that, just because he's not on my team anymore. I can kind of vote for him for things now. So there you go.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I have high hopes for Johnny as well. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the predictions for 2026, and we'll see how they go. I was 3 for 4 last year. So we'll see how it goes. But we'll move on to the games for round one. I've got to do it a little bit quickly. I've only got 5% left. So
Go
I'm
for it,
making
mate.
sure we'll get it. But yeah, Liam, we've got on Thursday night, which I'm super pumped for, at Warwick Stadium. The Warwick Senators taking on the Perry Lakes Force. Yeah, as I said, there's new players. We don't know who's going to be there. I guess for coaches and the coaching staff, so hard to scout these first couple of weeks. So look, I'm just going to go with the Warwick Senators at home in this one. I think it's going to be a close one against Perry Lakes, but like you said, with Cam Hoffner coming in, I think they've got a good team. Perry Lakes, they've got a good core as well. So, but I'm going to go for Warwick in this one.
Yeah. Warwick's at home, you said?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just go with the home team there. I can't really pick from that. I just don't know their style. And
Mm.
like I said, new coach, new system's always pretty tough to go against, and it's going to be hard to shut down Cam this year. But I reckon it's I'll go with Warwick at home.
Yeah, and then on Friday as well, we've got the Perth Redbacks taking on Coburn Cougars at Belmont Oasis and Leisure Centre. This is going to be a really good game, as Perth have had some good preseason games, but I'm just going to go for Coburn. I think I'm riding the Johnny Narkle wave with you, so we'll see how available all these guys are. But if Johnny's there and everything, I think Coburn have a very good chance.
Yeah, I think Coburn will be tough to beat this year, mate. I'll Marty's first game in Redbacks colours, and I'm going to go Redbacks. I'm going to go against you. I reckon Redbacks have a little crack here, so I think it'll be a good game though. I'll be tuning into that one. I'll be watching that for sure. That's going to be That's going to be a very, very good battle.
And very quickly, is it going to be tough to see Johnny in that Coburn jersey?
Horrible. Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
Horrible.
I'm really, really not looking forward to that. But yeah,
No.
I'll bite the pill and take it.
Yeah.
But I might have to turn it off if it's getting too much for me emotionally.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And then also a bit of a Southwest kind of a derby, as they call it. Mandurah Magic taking on Rocky and Flames. This has got to be maybe game of the round. As we said, Mandurah and Rocco are both up there. Uh, if everyone's available, because we don't know how the NBL finals is going to go, a lot of their guys won't be available, I would say. So I'm going to go with Mandurah in this one. I think they'll be able to get them early this season.
Yeah, I think Mandurah's got a really good chance to knock this one off. So, especially if Rocco don't have, Isaac, Michael, and Blake, and they're probably Rocco's probably in the same boat as us, not having everybody ready to go first round. So, I'll tip Mandurah for that one also.
Yeah, and then Eastern Suns and Lakeside Lightning at Rayo and Sports Centre. This is a bit of a tough one. Maybe two teams who have been in the bottom of the ladder the last couple of years, and especially last year they were battling for spots. But I think Lakeside might have this one. I'm just going to go with Lakeside.
Yeah, I like Josh, so I'll vote for Josh here. I'll go for Josh. I'll say
Go for Josh.
I'm just going for Josh this game, so I'll go Lakeside just for him.
Yeah, and then also the Willetton Tigers taking on the East Perth Eagles at Willetton Basketball Stadium. Tough one as well. I think East Perth are looking good, and hopefully they've got David Aquera. But Willetton, I like them as well. I'm gonna go Willow just because they're at home. Just going Willow.
Oh, that's a tricky one. That's gonna be a tough
Yeah.
game. I will go. I'm gonna go East Perth. I'm gonna go East Perth in a
Good
nail
pick.
biter. I reckon East Perth in overtime.
And then the Geraldton Buccaneers taking on the Warwick Senators at Active West Stadium. They've got to take a travel up to Gero. This is going to be a good clash. And I've got Gero in this one. I think you guys will take care of business in front of the home crowd. And hopefully you'll be raising a banner, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah, not sure what the whole debacle or whatever's going on with it, but I'd say that's the plan, or it's just hanging up there when we walk in. That'd be pretty cool as well.
Definitely.
That'd be it'd be a tough game for us. Yeah, we've got a few pieces missing, and Warwick will be ready to get some redemption on us. So packed house. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how we go.
Yeah. And then also the Goldfields Giants taking on the Southwest Slammers at Evolution Mining Stadium in Kalgoorlie. A tough travel for the Southwest Slammers. I think also to put travel into consideration, I think the Goldfields will get this one against the Southwest Slammers. But we haven't seen much from their roster, so we'll see. But they're definitely going to have 10 guys suiting up. So I think even though they've got about 5 signs so far on social media, I'm going to go for the Goldfields.
Yeah, I think Goldfields take that one, mate. That's going to be a tough game. Really excited to see what those Slammers imports can do and bring to their team. I know they had a belter of a game last year, Bunbury versus Cows, so at Cows. So that's at least they're going there while Cows still semi-warm. We were there last year in winter, and that is freaking freezing. So
yes,
really interested to see how Cow goes. But I reckon Duach takes over and has a big year and starts it off right.
Definitely. And then also the last game of the round, Lakeside Rec Centre, Lakeside taking on the Joondalup Wolves. We like Josh Davey. We like the roster they've got there at Lakeside, but I think the Wolves, I think they might be a bit too good for them in this one, in round 1. But we'll see. And as well, double header for Lakeside.
Yeah, I think Joondalup get a chance here with Lakeside playing first, do some scout, and they kind of have that bit of an advantage, the early season advantage, we like to say. So, got that import coming in now and that big fella. So, I think Joondalup's going to be a bit too strong in that game. But you never know. But I think Joondalup's going to be one to be pretty fiery this year and get ready to have a good run at the top of the table this year.
Yeah, well, Liam, that's all the games for round 1. We're done here, and Liam, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Great to have you on, and hopefully a big 2026 coming up for you guys. And I know the goal is championship. It's in the reach. It can be done. Good luck to you and the boys. And again, we love having you on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. Really looking forward to another year, mate. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and quickly, we have a little bit of time. Just shout out to the Gero fans, and why should they come down to the first game this weekend?
You got Viral running the point. You got me limping around, and you still got a few locals. You got a couple of newbies there that are ready to put on a show. So, I think everyone's pretty buzzing about Devondrick, and not many people are talking about Josh Banks yet. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we get to play a lot of our young locals as well. So, get a chance to watch some fresh new blood, and and a few of the vets play and yell at people, and always a good time to go there, have a drink, and enjoy a Saturday night in Geraldton.
Still a place I need to go. I've gone to every stadium in WA, well, when it comes to NBL1, but not Gero. So this season it has to be the year. So hopefully maybe I can sort out with you guys maybe some nice seats for me. We'll see.
Yeah, give us an email, mate. I'm sure we'll fit you in a box somewhere. So yeah, come down. You got to witness it yourself, and just
Yeah,
see what teams love or hate playing us. So they actually mostly
that's
hate
it.
us, but definitely love playing against us at home. It's a really fun
Mm,
atmosphere, and yeah, just enjoy it, mate. We just love it. We thrive off it. So I can't wait to see the fans again, man. I'm dying for it. It's going to be a really fun night.
mm. Yeah. Well, Liam, again, thank you so much. And for the listeners, thank you so much, or viewers. It's been great this week. And we'll see you next week for another episode of Fast Break for round 2. And we'll discuss round 1 next week. Thanks for listening.